Warning: the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, we're live. We start off
Hello.
with a cough and a sneeze. So, yeah, you guys had good Christmas and a good week, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
It was okay. I mean, I
sure.
guess that's
Let's say that.
yeah, some of you guys have been a little under the weather. That's right. Yeah, so maybe not so much, but everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. So we're running into a thing where we don't have Wolf today, so we're gonna try to proceed down a wolf, I suppose. Do you guys want to talk about what happened last session while I tweet the stream out and stuff? What happened last
I gave a
time?
beautiful musical performance. Everyone loved it.
We met Lyram.
We met Lyram for the first time.
Yeah, we got introduced to. Is it Lyram or Lyram? How do you pronounce it?
Lyram.
I'm asking.
Lyram.
Lyram. Okay.
Lyram.
Orilyn doesn't trust that mechanical thing.
As far as we
Orilyn
know,
is racist.
as far as we know, his name is Statue.
Yeah, we just keep statue.
But who did he meet at the beginning? A fox?
It wasn't really explicitly told who he was talking to, right? But we started his introduction with him being in a cave with this strange fox-like being. So like he entered the screen as an orange blur, and then he out under the table shape-shifted. That's kind of what I was hinting at, into like a humanoid. And then the whole perspective of the scene was from Lyram's eye, or like the first part. And so we don't see a him. We just have this view from the table, where we later find out he's actually laid up on the table being worked on. And it was Reynard, the Trinket Lord, is the Archfey, who he was talking to, and he has other names too. I think he's also called like Tuxil is another name for him or something like that. But they're the same person. And basically this guy was like once a gnome, and he was running from some slavers and found this cave of lost things. And the cave like changed him, and just through luck he became an Archfey. And the people chasing him got lost in the cave forever. And so he was having a conversation about that. And also the cave has altered his mind, so it's had some negative. So he's a little bit off, and which is why he was repeating himself and having some squirrel moments. And
did the cave also alter Lyram's mind?
I don't know. Did it?
I don't know. Did it? Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. And so he sort of gave Lyram like a boon, being a sort of trinket. He had mistaken Lyram for being a trinket that was lost, that belonged in the cave, and didn't realize he was alive. And once he figured out he was alive, he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's give him something and send him on his way, basically, for some potential purpose, maybe, or we don't really know. But basically, he's like pointing him towards some music, and he's like, "Hey, there's this guy you might want to talk to." And he sent him to the Feywild demiplane. And so basically, he just walks out of like a tree or a rock or something and stumbles into you guys, and the rock closes behind him. And yeah, and you guys met him, and you also got to like a camp in the Feywild demiplane and talked to some Eladrin and some satyr that were there, and met Kirsum, right? The Archfey Prince of Fools and Revelry.
Yeah.
And
Not
he told
after.
us
but not before Odayn got totally destroyed by Lyram out when he tried to play music for him. He was like, "That's not music."
Yeah,
I do-
yeah. And yeah, and he was also like basically making all the people in the area who were trying to like get settled in and had lost track of how long they had been there, presumably. And he was just like making them party nonstop, basically with his magic and music, instead of doing something about the current situation. I mean, his father's been killed by these strange like beings from other dimensions, and he's not doing anything to. He's just letting the Feywild be taken over by these creatures and this flesh corruption stuff. And Orilyn was not so happy about that. He was a little impressed with Odayn and asked to speak with him alone while you guys proceed to the lake. He also told you someone there wanted to
You can't
speak.
forget Odayn sang a beautiful song.
All right,
That's
Ramblers,
true.
let's get rambling.
Oh
Yeah, if you guys missed it, make sure to watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah. And thank you, Brandon.
It was about one of our earlier adventures.
Yes. Yes. Great song. And it was so good that the people nearby started paying more attention to you a bit than they were Hearsome, if I recall.
Grissom did not like that.
He may have been a little impressed.
Didn't he stop playing?
I think he did.
Yeah, and then he gave me something to drink.
I mean, Lyram did not like that.
Oh.
Lyram did not like to hear someone impressed. That's my sorry.
Yeah, because it was almost like Hearsome was suddenly only interested in Odayn and completely forgot about everybody else that was there. And
Hurt my feelings.
Lyram was trying to get his attention because he's really interested in music. And I think that's where we kind of left off, is like everyone but Odayn was leaving to go to the
don't forget about the whole other subplot where Vash took forever to climb some stairs.
Yeah. That's right. So he got the armor from the dead mind flayer that you guys killed.
Yeah.
And then he went to go up the stairs that you guys had all walked up to enter the demi-plane. And the stairs attacked him and Tulpa, it seemed. And there was also some weird stuff that happened with Tulpa that we haven't seen before, where his voice was interrupted by like a static sound that was making it hard for him to communicate. Vash took a bunch of damage, recovered most of it, and continued before catching up with you guys in the demi-plane. And so now you guys are walking towards the lake to see what these twins of the sea wanted to talk to Melora about, I suppose.
Orilyn is still seeing and hearing through Fea, who is perched on Odayn's shoulder.
Oh, right.
Lied
That's
otherwise.
Yeah, and she's got her arms linked with Melora so that Melora can help her walk away.
All right. Let me get a couple things together here. Let's see here. Okay. And oh man, we have fewer. We're getting fewer and fewer people to keep track of. That's nice. I almost opened Avachai's sheet, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to do that. That felt good. Because he is currently a statue.
I don't like Avachai either.
We traded him for another statue.
Yeah.
Him and Clay.
Well, apparently we traded Cleus for a horse.
Oh yeah. A unicorn.
A unicorn.
All right. So I've got you guys over here. I've also on this page here. So 1 second and I'll sort of describe the scene here. So I've also I noticed some of the players were removing the background on their tokens. So I thought I'd try that on this map and kind of see what we think. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Tokens? What? Oh,
Yeah. On this screen here that you should be viewing if you're not Odayn. Wait, where's Sha'ah? Yeah, Sha'ah's there. Okay.
I'm in the very bottom.
So I took off the background thing that we've been putting on the tokens. I don't know. We can try it and see what you guys think.
I like it.
Oh, you mean the glow that you
Yeah.
have so we could see them better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like all your tokens we can kind of see pretty well.
Oh, did you change your background, your thing, Orilyn?
Oh, mine's the same.
Oh, I didn't
I never.
realize.
Yeah, I
was
never
just up
had
close.
a background. Mine was always a PNG file that has a transparent background.
Nobody's ever paid attention to your borders.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see it better, right? I feel like you can kind of,
Yeah.
in some ways, you can
Yeah.
kind of see the image better for a lot of these tokens. So I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I saw Wolf had done it with Vash, and I was like, huh, let me take a look at some of these other ones. And they look pretty good without the glow on them. I don't know. But for Agape, we need the glow because we need to know exactly how much space he takes up, you know?
Also,
Right.
he's a unicorn. He can glow.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you guys proceed down the path away from the forest encampment where there were these makeshift living spaces in the trees. And as you get closer to this lake, you can kind of hear the sound of water lapping up on the shore. The ground becomes mossier. Even though you're not traveling that far, you may be only walking 100 feet, 200 feet. But the terrain changes like it wouldn't normally change in a few hundred feet. Ahead of you, you can see that the path continues down to the lake's edge and into the water itself. Along the forest, along the edge of the lake, there's a lot of these kind of fairly beautiful cherry trees. These pink cherry trees. And there's also quite a few flowers and orchids and stuff like that blooming around here. Sitting out in the water are these stones that rise from the water, not far from the shoreline. And it's a very rocky kind of lake shoreline. And standing atop some of these stones out in the water, you see two humanoids that are just sort of standing there and staring at you all. Let me see here. Just that and that. Okay. So they both look rather androgynous. One looks slightly more masculine than the other, and they look something like this. This is one of them. The other looks like this. Something like that.
Sorry, the wind's blowing snow off our roof and it startled my dog. She growled.
So, what do you all do?
We can see them from afar.
I mean, it's daylight and there's not woods in between blocking your view. I'd say, yeah. You can probably
Okay.
see them from here. You're not all that far away. It's only what, like less than 100 feet for most of
Okay.
you. Does anybody want to try to kill them or anything?
What? How does
Explore.
Melora react to them?
So as soon as Melora notices that they're there, like sees them, she let's see how she reacts. She composes herself. She has a serious look on her face. It's not quite a scowl. And I do think that the water at the lake's edge crashes a bit harder for a few seconds before settling down. If none of you say anything, the twins, who are just sort of staring blankly at you all, will say,
Daughter of Nereus, approach. We seek an audience with you.
and presuming you guys don't stop her, she will start to walk forward.
Orilyn's still clinging to her arm for stability because Orilyn's
In a trance.
Orilyn's watching through Faye's eyes and hearing through her ears to make sure Odayn's okay.
She's still a zombie, basically, in this area.
Yeah. So if Melora starts walking forward, she's pulling Orilyn with her.
Yeah, I think she looks around for like somewhere to put you.
On a tree.
Orilyn doesn't trust anybody around her enough to cling to anybody else.
Oh gosh.
She squeezes your hand really hard to try to get your attention. Like, not painfully, but like... Do you
Alright,
feel it or anything?
Yeah, she could still feel. She'll come back to.
Can you still go back to... Can you go back and forth? You can, right?
Yeah, as long as Faye is within 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's
I think it-
probably not a good idea for you to keep walking forward then. You're probably getting close to that boundary.
Okay, then yeah, she'll come back to her senses and look at Melora like, what's going on?
Sorry, but they're asking for a talk. I'm not sure you can swim like this. Is there someone else you'd like to hold on to? She gestures to the two people standing out in the water that you just now see for the first time.
You have to go into the water? You can't just stand by the edge?
She kind of like furrows her eyebrows, and she says, going into the water is not a problem. I'm more comfortable in the water than I am on the land. Anyway.
Do you need me to be able to listen in on your conversation?
She makes eye contact with these two folks again for a moment, and she looks back and she says, do what you must, but I don't see any reason I would need you to.
Okay, I'm gonna go, can I hold on to your mane? She's asking Agape.
Yeah, he like flips his mane was like dangling on the other side of him, and he like flips his head so that the mane all flushes over to like this side, and yeah.
Yeah, she'll go over and hold on, reach up to hold on to his mane and be like, I'm gonna go back and keep watching Odayn.
Yeah, when you touch his mane, you're hit with like this memory of the first time you like ate a candy or like a pie or like something sweet as a kid, and like that feeling of like a real treat, like a real first experience of like like a delicious treat just comes flooding into your mind out of nowhere. It feels nice.
Yeah, she's smiling at the memory. And I don't know if she closes. I guess she would close her eyes when she turns her senses to Fea's.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any other creatures in the area? Or is it just these two?
Well, you have blind sight. So
My
around
blind sight is only 10
10
feet.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. So around you, there's definitely no other creatures besides these people you're traveling with and the unicorn.
Okay.
Would you like to make like a perception check just in case there's any like hiding creatures or anything like that?
Yeah, just in case.
Sure.
I know that there won't be any battle, but
Ooh, 25 perception. So there's quite a few like birds, insects. You're just looking around, you see a bunch of like bugs that are like keeping just out of sight and stuff like that. Just like little dragonflies or stuff that might be living near the water. But you don't sense any like humanoids looking around. You don't see one
no even
tucked behind a tree. You don't see anyone like hiding on like an outcropping of one of the rocks in the water, trying to stay out of sight. Yeah, you don't see any other people around.
Okay.
But very good perception check. Yeah, so Melora is going to sort of like give you all one last look, and then kind of step forward. You guys all hang back here, like all the way back here.
I move forward just to take a peek of what's happening. Because I presume that these are they call themselves like archfays, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody mentioned that they're archfays.
Yeah, Kirsten was talking about them. I think he's the one who said that they wanted to talk to Melora. Do you want to make a check to see how much you know about them? I think Orilyn did last session.
Did what?
I think you made a check last session and you knew who they were, if I recall. I remember talking about them. Coral Court.
That sounds familiar.
Religion.
Yeah, religion or history. 12. Archfey that have something to do with the water, you know.
Okay.
Like that's their domain. That's that's about all you know about them.
I ask Agape like who they are.
Let's see how much he knows. Because he's not from the Feywild.
Oh, he's not.
No. Let's see here. I guess I'll give him a wisdom check. He rolled a 7. That's
With
not...
advantage.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have advantage. If anything, it'd be disadvantage because he's not from. He's one of the rare unicorns that's not from the Feywild. Yeah, he's like, I was hoping you could tell me. Aren't they?
Okay.
He says, yeah. Arguably, he probably should know a little something, but he rolled really poorly, so he doesn't. Yeah. Ishu is just kind of like trying to stay out of the way, probably keeping an eye on Vash, who like steps off to the side and is doing his own thing, looking at some stuff that he has acquired from the recent battle. Seems to be tinkering around with it. Melora.
How about you, bronze statue? What are you gonna do?
Mr. Bronze
Raz.
statue is just watching. Bronze, yeah.
Bronze, yeah. I'll
He's
just like pick you up and
watching.
put you in my back. Carry you.
Would you like to make a check to try to pick me up?
Yeah, I can do that. Which
I
check should it
weigh
be?
Are you heavy?
100 pounds, so not really.
About
Yeah, I
about-
could carry him.
probably about the size of a gnome. I think maybe.
I
Like a
will.
Hey, he's
heavy-
small,
If
right?
he's trying to pick me up, I'll make an acrobatics check to not be picked up.
Okay,
So I'll
grab
go for
grapple
athletics.
grapple versus your escape DC or whatever contested
Ooh.
checks.
That's right.
So 21 and 16.
Not enough.
All right. So
You see a bronze statue hop out of your arms.
It's like, ooh, he's slippery.
Yep. He's faster
All right,
than he
I'll
looks.
just right, and I just like head back to check what the conversation is about.
Okay.
So I hide behind this tree.
All right. Do
If you were paying attention to him, it doesn't even look like Lyram really cared.
do you want to make a stealth check to let's see how well? you
Yeah.
do? 18. Let's see. Melora's passive is 17, so she has no idea you're there. All right. Yep. Orilyn, do you want to blast anybody or anything? All right. I think we're good. I think
She may be in anger mode, but the thing she's angry at is currently a little less than 100 feet away. So.
All right. So yeah, Meloris walks forward. She gets to the edge of the water, and she kind of looks down at it for a moment, like she's trying to decide something about the water. And then she sort of shrugs and seems satisfied with whatever it was she found. And she jumps in. When she makes contact with the water, like where she makes contact with it, she disappears. So you can't see her like under the water. But there's a giant wave that goes rocketing towards the first stone pedestal. And she lunges from underneath the water and lands onto the stone pedestal that's sort of organized between these two folks. And they just sort of watch her and take her in. Maybe they pace back and forth a bit. And they display no emotion on their faces. They just seem to be like studying her basically. And she says, what was it you called me? Daughter of Nereus? Is this something to do with my father? And the two twins who speak in unison say, you do not honor the bargain your father made. Do you not? And she's like, she kind of like looks taken aback, like a little bit insulted, and sort of flinches back. And then she says, my father made a lot of promises he couldn't keep. What does it matter to you? And they say, the waters in this realm belong to us, young daughter. And you have a bargain to honor here yet. And she says, what bargain would that be? And they say, you were betrothed to one here, were you not? And you fled from this arrangement. Our realm has experienced problems because of this. Will you be answering for this transgression today? And she says, "I will not." And she kind of looks back at the group of you. She has this look on her face like she's looking for someone, but they're not there. She's like looking for Odayn, and he's not there. And she turns back to him and she says, "Well, if it makes a difference, my father also promised me to a giant of the mountains, but I'm not his to give." And they say, "An agreement was made. Whether you are his or not, there are consequences to this. Agreements between archons must be kept. You should know this." And she says, she kind of like flinches, and she says, "This one I can't. But another one I will be keeping. An agreement made with Oberon. Do you not want him back?" And they say, "Of course we want Oberon back. Why is it you cannot honor this other agreement your father made?" And she looks back again towards you guys. Doesn't see who she's looking for. Are any of you trying to listen in while this is going on? Like they're kind of like speaking at normal volume. And
Lyram is completely uninterested.
what are you all? What are
Sha'ah
you
is
all doing?
listening.
Okay.
That's why he was hidden.
All right. You rolled high enough on perception. You have no problems listening in.
However much
Are they
time it
using
takes.
different language?
Actually, that's a fair point. Let's see
Primordial?
here. They would either be speaking in Aquan or Sylvan. We'll say Aquan. That's primordial. We'll say they're speaking in Aquan, sure. So as the
I have
conversation,
no clue what that means.
you have no
Like,
clue what they're saying.
I know primordial, but not the Aquan primordial. Unless like
I thought all of them were similar. Like all the primordial languages were similar.
Even if they're
okay,
similar, they would
Maybe
still
it's
have
like the difference
slight
between Mandarin
difference.
and
like a
Cantonese,
dialect.
where
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
understand about 2/3 of what's happening.
Do you speak Sylvan?
Different dialect.
I do speak Sylvan.
All right. Well, I want to give you the opportunity to listen in. So they're
Does
speaking Sylvan.
Melora know Sylvan?
She does.
Okay.
Yep. She knows Aquan, Common, and Sylvan. Okay. So they're speaking
Do
Sylvan.
you think the conversation between Odayn and
Kirsten?
was it?
Kirsten.
Would take, because whenever Odayn is like close enough that if Orilyn stopped seeing through Fea's eyes, Odayn would be like close by. Orilyn would probably switch off again and then try and go listen in as well.
Maybe we'll go jump to Odayn really quick. Like, so I just want to say this: like, as the conversation between them is carrying on, they're being a little bit abrasive about this bargain her dad made. She didn't honor it, and she's like, "I don't belong to him. I'm my own person. He can't promise me to someone." And he promised me to a lot of people. Like, it's not my fault that you were just one of the people he lied to or whatever. And you know, and she's getting more and more irritated, or you know, it's getting to her, all these little barbs. And so as the conversation is going on, the water around them is getting more and more turbulent. The waves start crashing up on the shore a little bit harder, maybe more like you'd expect at a rocky beach or something like that.
Too bad Melora told Orilyn to not listen.
I know, right? Well, she said I could do whatever, but Orilyn's prioritizing Odayn.
Yeah. but don't worry, they're going to be talking about Odayn soon enough. But at one of these times, she looks back towards you guys to like look for Odayn, and he's not there, and she kind of like has this look of like disappointment on his face, and we cut to Odayn.
Wait, but doesn't she know I wasn't there?
Yeah, but she's just like wishing you were kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she knew you weren't coming. She's not dumb, but so Odayn, you're sitting here at this fire with Hirsum, who's been offering you drink or food or whatever you want for the last few moments. And we get to this point in the conversation where he's like, anything you want. Any more wine? We have wine. We have plenty of wine. There's plenty of meat around here somewhere. And he looks around, and like someone like walks by with like a tray, and he like grabs something off of it, and just like starts eating it. And he says, we also have women here, men. And then he kind of like, and he says, "Oh, I'm just kidding you. What are you doing? Like, have you been accepting gifts?"
Odayn already accepted the first drink, I think. But he said something about what was his last words? He said something like, that's something an Arcana would say.
Yeah, you were saying he was saying that Orilyn needed to reach out to Oberon, and you were like praying, and he said, "Is that what you call it? You sound like an Arcana." Something like that.
Odayn's probably gonna be like, yeah, that's what everyone where I'm from calls it. I don't know about what the Arcana would call it, but at least whatever plane we're from, we call it praying.
He says, praying makes it sound so submissive and gross. He says, myself, I prefer to think of it as just a conversation between two living things. But these,
All right.
These Arcana, they have such a way of being so ostentatious.
What do you mean?
He kind of like looks up into the right for a second, and then he kind of chuckles to himself, and he says, the Arcana are just so snooty, don't you think?
Well, I've never met one, but you seem to act like you know who they are.
Like, kind of like when you say I've never met one, he kind of like sits up and like tugs at his like formal shirt that he's wearing, like straightens out any wrinkles. And then he crosses his arms and he says, I was almost an Arcana once, you know.
Yeah, but you said you didn't want to die, right? I mean,
he kind of like slinks back down in his chair, and he looks away from you, like he's suddenly becoming less interested. But he says, "Right, didn't want to die."
Well, so tell me this. That means you were in heaven then, right? Or who decided to make the Arcana?
Well, it was mostly the people of that world at the time.
That world?
What do you call it? The material? The
material plane?
The world you come from.
Oh, so the people of the material plane made the Arcana?
In a way. There were Archons like us, but some were chosen to become Arcana.
And instead of being chosen, instead of taking up the offer, you decided to come here and party, right?
Yeah, I mean, just don't get me wrong, but sitting around in heaven all day, ascending to this ethereal form, not being able to interact with anything personally, it just doesn't sound like my bag. But I heard they found some other guy, some second place fool, a good runner up, I guess, to take up the mantle. And the guy, what can I say? The guy was a sucker. I mean, he must have bought it hook, line, and sinker if it worked. Dumb sacrifice, if you ask me.
Well, doesn't that mean that he's a true fool? He's a sucker. Isn't that what the fool stands for?
He kind of looks offended. he says, "Wait, true fool? Hey, I'm a true fool, okay? True fool. That's offensive. You walk into a guy's house, you drink his wine."
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I just thought that you're the one here calling him a sucker. Isn't that just him living up to his name?
I suppose, in a way. I mean, assuming it worked out, he stuck around and stayed in heaven like he was supposed to. But you don't know the Arcana like I do. It's all... everything they do leads to another mistake.
So, what do you think they're doing up there then? Like, if they're just ethereal and they gave up their bodies to be in heaven, what do you think that their purpose actually is?
Well, they're Archons. They hold the archetype. Well, them and their chosen. Whoever's
Yeah,
closest.
but
He
they
starts
just hold the archetype. That's it. Like,
he starts to squint at you. Let me see here. He gives you a look. Ooh, you rolled poorly. He like squints his eyes at you for a second, and he says, "Shouldn't you know all this? It's your world, after all."
I know what my mom's told me and what people have told me, but by now those things are just stories passed down through generations. I've never actually met anyone who's, apart from Melora, who's met Arcana, and she sort of lost all her memories. So that's why I kind of want to know your point of view.
He was like studying you while you talk. Like, he's just like looking for any like facial twitches or whatever. And he sits back after you get done speaking. He kind of like sits
Can
back.
I insight him to see if I guess recognize what he's doing?
Sure.
I don't.
Oh.
I'm just like, yeah. So
So he sits back and like another satyr's walking by with like a tray of like drinks or something. He just snacks something off of it and starts drinking it. And he says, "No, I don't think that's it. Them being the Arcana, and this is just an assumption, they don't tell you the whole story, do they? They'd probably just let you all think that they've just been around since forever."
I mean, they don't tell us anything really. Like, I've tried praying to the fool before, and he's been quiet this whole time. So I don't think they tell us much. I probably should have talked to Avachai when he was still alive. Maybe I could have asked him if he's talked to death. Well, but I don't think it worked like that for him either.
He's just like watching you again. Like he's just like staring. He kind of like tilts his head when you mention death. And then when you're like, when you get to that last part about it not working for them either, he like leans back and kind of opens his mouth a little bit, and he says, he says, the people of the time made the Arcana. In a way, the thrones were there, but there was something that needed to fill them. It has to be a powerful symbol, and that requires a very powerful entity to sacrifice themselves in a way, or to ascend, to become something greater, even arguably, some would say, I disagree, greater than an archfey.
Well, let me ask you this: who made up that rule? Who said that the throne had to be filled, that someone had to sacrifice themselves? Like, is there someone stronger than you guys, than the Archon, that decided that it's time to make the Arcana?
He like waves a hand. He's like, and like he's shaking his head no, and he's like waves a hand to cut you off, and he says all the worlds have archons, but yours, well, the things that ruled over your world before the Arcana had changed reality in such a way that it was necessary. Without these thrones being filled, there is no world. There is no anything. And truth be told, even here, well, he kind of like gestures around and he kind of like tilts his head. Well, not really here. Outside here. The Feywild is what I'm getting at. It's just an offshoot of your world, really. Yours goes down. It takes ours with it. And the Shadowfell too, I think. But who cares about that place, am I right?
Wait, so you're saying that the Feywilds and our worlds are connected, but and if our world goes down, then your world goes down too. But why do you seem like you don't care if our world goes down?
Because I don't care. Look, I'm just here to have a good time. I don't look, as far as I think about it, just enjoy the ride until it all goes down in flames. Just have a good time as long as you can. That's what you do, because sooner or later, you know, the lights are going to go out.
You know what? I sort of agree with that here. My idea of a good time is spending time with weapons and using them in battle. You know, nothing like a good weapon to show your strength. You know, destroy things that are you know, I don't know. They're trying to take away the things that you love. And haven't you ever felt that? Haven't you ever felt the need to protect the things that you want? Like, for example, you want to party all day, right? Don't you want to protect that feeling?
He make a persuasion check.
All right. Persuasion.
Ooh, dang, 31. All right. So he kind of like sits back, like your words strike a chord in him, so to speak. And and he sits back and he says, of course I have things I want to protect, but they're so far out of reach. And it seems like one step forward leads to two steps back. I think it's too late for what I want for my world.
Well, if you think like that, then it is two steps back. You're never going to get anywhere. So, what is it that you want? Maybe I can help. I can help you with a plan, or it's probably best to just take one step forward and then keep moving forward. Because if you take steps backward and stop, then you're never gonna get anywhere.
He kind of stands up and like turns his back on you for a moment. And like pulls out his like lute or picks it up. Maybe it's propped up next to the chair. He picks it up and like strums a couple chords on it. He doesn't like play a song or anything, but he's just like picking at it to like distract himself. And he says, "You of all people should not be asking me to do what I want."
Why? What do you mean, me of all people?
He says, "You know your purpose in this mission to bring Oberon back, do you not?"
Yeah.
Do you know what that does to someone like you?
No. I mean, Melora said that she could do it.
I have no doubt that you can.
Okay. So what's the problem?
You won't survive it.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure Melora would have told me that.
He turns like and looks at you, and there's like this look of like disappointment on his face. And he just kind of like stares at you for a moment. He says, "Odayn, there's no way to survive that. You're resurrecting an Archon. That's it for you. You should, if you're gonna do this, it should be your choice. I won't stop you. Certainly, I want Oberon back. The Feywild was a better place with him than in its current state. But
Well,
you do
go ahead.
this, you're dead. And I don't know if you're going to make it back to the wheel."
Let me ask you this. If we do bring back Oberon, do you think you'll be able to reclaim the Feywilds?
With Oberon, certainly.
So you're sure?
Yeah, breaking him was like a seal for them. If he's back, if his influence is back in our realm, they lose their control. They'll still have forces here, sure. We'll have to wipe them out. It's not my job. That sounds more like Sir Nunos's thing. Maybe even Oberon's. He never backs down from a fight.
Well, you said that our worlds are linked. The material plane, the Feywild, and the Underdark. So if we strengthen the Feywild, would that help the other two as well?
Possibly. Material is the center point between the Feywilds and the Shadowfell.
Well,
It's more
ahead.
likely that if we save yours, we save the other two. Saving this place may not make a difference in what happens to your world. But if we take them all out here, then there's none left to go back to try to take on your world and invade it, right?
Well, if you guys take this world back, can't you just go to our world and take that back as well?
You don't really understand how this stuff works.
Enlighten me.
Archons are tied to their domain in a way, chained to it. An Arcana to coming into the Feywild, big mistake for them. They can die here. But if we say I were to go take a trip to, what was it, the Crossroads? Sure, I could have a good time. I could have some drinks. I could meet some friendly people. But I wouldn't have the influence that I have here, certainly. My power would still be there, just not quite as strong. And don't quote me on this because I've never tried it, but I'm fairly certain if I die there, I don't come back.
So if you die here, you come back.
I always come back. That's sort
So
of
why
my
doesn't
bag.
Oberon come back?
Well, he's going to, right? He just hasn't yet. You all are working on that, right? That's what he has. What's her name for? What was her name?
Melora?
Oh no, it started with an O. The
Oh,
angry,
Orilyn?
the angry one.
Orilyn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well. Sorry, Faya.
Yeah, Faya makes angry noises.
Well, look, if my life, if it really has to come down to it, it's a small price to pay for an entire world, if you think about it. So, and if you're 100% certain that bringing Oberon back will 100% save the Feywild, then of course, why would I do that?
He kind of pauses for a moment and then he says, like, very sadly, he says, you make a pretty good fool, Odayn. And then we cut back to to the other folks at the lake. Are you folks on the shore doing anything in particular?
Wait, was Odayn heading back, or is he still there just talking?
He's still there talking for now. I gave
Okay.
yeah.
Orlin's still watching through Faya's eyes.
I don't know. Unless Odayn, like, do you want to leave the conversation there? I just thought that was a good transition point.
Not. I mean, we can keep going. It really depends on what Heartham does, you know. Odayn has a lot more questions, so.
Yeah. All right, you can hang out with him a little bit longer. I feel like you're trying to get a magic weapon out of him or something.
Oh, was I?
It seems like you're just trying to get a magic weapon. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. We'll see.
See.
All right. Let me see here. Okay. And okay. So we fade back in on Melora talking to these creepy not really creepy, I guess. The two twins of the sea here. And Melora says to them, she says, I won't be honoring your agreement. I won't be leaving his side. Not until the end. And the two twins like look at each other for a second, and then they like look back at Melora and they say, two souls drawn to one another. Wherever one goes, the other follows. We can understand this. And Laura says, "Good. So we're in agreement then." And they say,
This one will not live forever, no? We've heard of your plan. He cannot survive it.
and she says, I'll find him again. She says, "I'll find him again. I've done it before, and I'll do it again." And that's it. There's nothing else to it.
Foolish child. There is a possibility his soul will be shattered. The throne will be vacant. He will not return to the wheel this time. There is no coming back for you to find. This is the possibility.
And she kind of like, there's this look of panic on her face for a moment. And she says, wait, possibility, what do you mean? Are you sure about this? Is there there's gotta be a way to stop that, right? And she's like starting to panic. The waters around her start to become more and more turbulent. And they say,
there could be a way. With our blessing, maybe you can save his soul, certainly not his body. But why should we help when you refuse to honor your bargain?
And we see her like turn back and look towards you guys again, and then she like there's like a tear like spills up and like just one that rolls down her one of her cheeks, and she turns back and she says, "Fine, you save his soul, honor your bargain." And
good. This can be arranged. I think we can be satisfied with that.
And they like exchange looks, and then there's this moment where they start floating over the water towards Melora, with her like up on this podium, and as they get close, they each reach out a hand, and they say,
one last gift for being in our service. The memories you lost return with the water.
And as their hands make contact with hers, she passes. She goes unconscious. And there's like this big flash. Actually, I don't think there's a flash. There's a crash of waves around. They hit the stone section around her so hard that they just go flying like 20 feet straight up and engulf the whole area. And when the waves come back down, the two twins are gone, and Melora is just laying there on the podium, unconscious. And that's the scene. What do you guys do? She's laying there passed out.
So Sha'ah sees that she's passed out. So he will. Oh shoot! I thought I took the spell. Oh yeah, I did. I say, "Wake up!" And then I do healing word.
All right. Roll your healing word. She recovers 8 hit points and stays unconscious.
It's not working. I run towards the people. Hey, that water lady. She's not waking up. I cast a spell of healing. She's not waking up.
Lyram just shrugs.
What does Ishu
Agape.
do?
We gotta get her out of there.
Is she deceased now?
What is issue? What?
Is she deceased
Oh,
now?
he's like, wait. He like pulls out a fork and knife. No.
I hold on to like Agape and like try to make him go towards the water. Like help us, Agape.
He's got Orilyn hanging on to him right now, so I mean, he can't really. He says, "I'm sorry, this one can't go further." I think.
I can do this. I try to get Orlin like ride on top of me.
Orilyn disconnects from Fea and is like, "What are you doing?"
Well, your friend there, she's unconscious by the waters. We need to help her. She was talking to these two archfays, something about her memories getting back. And now she can't, like, I cast a spell and she's not waking up.
Orlin's gonna communicate in her head with Fea because she can communicate with Fea. Get Odayn over here, and then she's gonna run over to the edge of the waters.
Yeah. All right. Ishu will follow after you. Does anyone else go that way?
I'm gonna drag Agape towards the water. Let's
You
go,
don't
Agape.
You don't have to drag him now. Yeah, he'll go too.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess Lyram, you just stand there.
Yeah, he's staring at them, wondering why they're so worried about their friend dying
Okay.
or being hurt.
All right. All right. So Orlin just yelled at Odayn or Fea to tell
Well, she
Odayn.
yelled at Fea to get Odayn over. So Fea's basically hops off of Odayn's head and just like starts grabbing at his clothes and trying to fly towards the like not really being able to fly because it's clinging to Odayn, but like trying to indicate like, hey, we gotta go this way.
All right. Maybe we can cut to Odayn here. So yeah, we
I
see.
think this is the first time like Fea and Odayn have like interacted.
Yeah.
No, I think the
Did-
time when you were on watch, or no, you weren't on watch. Somebody was on watch with Ishu, and Ishu is like threatening to eat Fea, and Fea I think hopped on Odayn because his watch was coming up or something.
Oh.
And then he had to interact with them for that. But yeah.
All right. So we see the four of you like run up to the water's edge. And yeah, about 20 feet away from you out on this platform, you can see it's like 15 feet, I guess. The water looks fairly deep. Like it's kind of a drop off. But if you can swim, you should be fine. And yeah, she's just laying there passed out, like unconscious. She's just like, it's hard to tell. I mean, you can make a perception check, I suppose. Any of you?
Before that, can I do a bond,
Sure.
knowing that we're in a scary disposition?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give it to Agape, Orlin, and I.
Okay.
Each of us will get a
Green dot on each of you. It works kind of like bless, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could add this to my perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
attacks and proficiencies.
18.
What
Okay.
spells?
So
No, 18.
she doesn't have any wounds on her. Her eyes are closed. She's like laying on her back, like looks like she was like forced down by the force of that wave that had hit the podium. And she does appear to be breathing.
He does?
Yeah, it's like you see her
Okay.
chest rising and falling slightly. Now let's cut to Odayn really quick.
Is this like a little slope right here?
Yeah, it's like a little slope right there, and it goes straight down into the water. And then like the water is just like it's probably like just over 6 feet. Like as soon as you enter the water, probably gets deeper.
And how
before you
big is the platform? Is it just big enough for Melora to stand on, or
Yeah,
is
like-
it a little bigger?
It's like big enough for one person comfortably to stand on. But if she's on the ground, like you can climb up there and grab her, presumably.
No, I was thinking of teleporting in.
Yeah, I think you could probably do that. Yeah.
But yeah, we could cut to Odayn if you want to do
Sure.
that.
Let's see how Faya and him are doing. So Odayn, he says you would make a good fool, Odayn. And then the Faya is like starts tugging on you, starts pulling you, like starts being really urgent.
Faya, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Faya just chitters at you and looks in the direction that the party went.
Here's some. I think something's wrong. Faya's not usually like this.
Yeah, he puts up a hand and he says, best go check on your friends then.
All right, we'll continue this later.
He nods.
And then he's gonna point back in the direction that they went in. So to the river, it's just that way, right? Or are there any turns that you need to know? Directions?
He goes, it's a lake. And yeah, just walk that way and just be looking for a lake. You should find it.
All right. Thanks, Hearsome. And then Odayn dashes.
All right.
So it's like 80 feet per second. Or
All
6
right.
seconds.
So you take off. Just
Faya's still clutching to you, so I guess Faya just flutters behind you because Faya's speed is only 60 to fly.
right on. All right. So let me do this.
Well, I
and-
guess if you're dashing, Faya could keep up. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're good.
And back over here. And we'll just paste those guys on the map. There we go. All right. So, Odayn enters the scene. What do you guys do?
Is Melora still out there in the pedestal?
Yeah, they haven't done anything yet. they just were about to.
Orilyn is going to, if I can, she's going to face step over there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
but
anything will
I am
stop
not
you.
activating the summer bonus to that.
Each creature of your choice. Well, it's not like even if it activates, you don't have to damage her or anything because it's creatures
Yeah.
of your choice.
I guess she could just make it so that if there's anything nearby that would attack her, she is excluding Melora.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like just in case the twins are still nearby, would you be targeting them?
Sure.
they're not.
Would you know about the twins?
Well, she knows that we went to go see them, but she doesn't
Yeah,
know
right.
what happened because she was
Yeah.
blind and deaf to what was going on here.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, that's if we were doing it in turn, with the full being able to do stuff, that would be a bonus. I could. How much does Melora weigh?
Let's see. She doesn't carry a lot of stuff or anything. She
Would you
has...
consider an unconscious creature a willing creature?
Sure.
Definitely.
Oh,
Really?
actually, no. For the purpose of like a teleportation thing, actually, no. Yeah, they can't.
I feel like in order to be willing, you have to be conscious.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting into consent and stuff. And
Because
so
I was thinking of dimension dooring her back to land, but I guess I can't.
yeah, I don't think she can be willing.
I
Unfortunately,
have a question.
sure.
Is this all flat land? Like from here, from where we entered in, would I be able to see what's happening all the way over here? Or is it like downhill, uphill?
It's fairly
Like-
flat until you get to the water's edge, and then there's like a drop off for like a couple feet. Except for that little slope that Orilyn walked down.
So from here, instead of going straight that way, I think Odayn would have seen Vash first, and he's gonna go over here and be like, "Vash, what happened?"
Vash looks up at you, and he's like messing with this weird piece of metal that you saw on. And Faye's still going nuts, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's messing with this weird piece of metal that you don't recognize unless you make a perception check.
Is Faya like trying to lead me away
Yeah.
from Vash?
Faye's like pulling on your ear, and like she tugs at your hair and then at your hood, and yeah, she's trying to get your attention.
Then, okay, Faya, lead the way. Lassie, lead the way.
Yeah. Faya flies.
Yeah. And you can see everything that's going on. Orilyn's like you probably catch the tail end of her teleporting out there onto the platform. You see Melora out there laying unconscious. Yeah.
Orilyn, are you good?
She's like,
You need help?
Just a second, and Orilyn will bend down and try to like pat Melora awake, slapping her cheek gently.
she does not wake up.
She's not waking up.
What happened?
I don't know. Ask that one. And she points at Sha'ah.
Sheep, what happened?
Move aside. You're too close.
Oh, okay.
Well, she was talking to these two archfays. They look alike. One is like they look alike. They're twins.
Did they do something to her?
They were talking in our language. Something about getting her memories back, sacrifice, yada yada yada. And then she just went to sleep. And she's not waking up.
Orilyn, can you carry her over here?
You remember when I had to carry that box?
Okay. Odayn gives like a really big sigh. He takes out Balrog's axe of disruption, and then he casts levitate on Melora.
All right. So one creature or object rises 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. So she floats up off the pedestal 20 feet in the air.
Well, up to 20 feet. Up to 20 feet.
Okay. How far are you?
So I'm gonna levitate her up to however high the ground is.
All right.
And I'm gonna ask Orilyn to just like, can you push her over here?
Yeah, so she just levitates like a foot or two off the ground, basically. And like her limbs
Above
are
the
like
water.
her arms and legs are just like dangling, but like her torso is like levitated.
Sure, I guess. Actually, how about I I tie my last rope around her, and then
Or you can just have why don't you just have Faya push her? You don't need rope.
Well, can't you see the waters?
She's
It's
floating.
Well, it might catch her. What if she? I don't know.
Yeah, the water is still pretty turbulent. And that's a good time to do this. Orilyn, can you make a dex save as the waves crash into the rocks around you? As the waves crash in again.
Nice.
You're fine. Yeah. So, like, we see the water crash, and for a moment, like, Orilyn and Melora out of view as these waves just like collide with the stone. And just like shoot straight up in the air, and then it comes back down, and she's like still standing there, like maybe one hand on Melora.
yeah, maybe go ahead and raise her up higher, and Faya will push
Yeah,
her.
I'll raise her up to a nice safe distance,
Okay,
and then have Faya push her.
all right, you can do that. Here, push her back to shore there. Yeah.
And then Orilyn can't face step until she's short rest again.
How are you gonna get out of there, Faya? Or Orlin? Are you good? How did you
I'm
get there in
good.
the first place?
She's going to take out a dagger and stab herself so she could trigger this.
Blood sacrifice.
In response to harm. So when you take damage, so
Yeah.
roll damage for the dagger and see how much you damage yourself.
Me. 1.
1. All right. So you like pull out the dagger and like cut your palm or something, and then vanish. Like sure, yeah. Oh.
That she's just going to teleport over here.
It's a very warlock thing to do, right? Like it almost looks like you're doing some kind of blood magic or something.
Yeah.
Yep. And then she's invisible for a bit, so Odayn just hears from behind him. Pull her in more, away from the waters.
Yeah. Well, Faya can push her. Faya, push her closer to.
Where'd Faya go? Oh, there.
This way.
Faya pushes her in more.
Yeah.
Bring her over here.
Everyone starts to back up and make room. You hear like someone, maybe it's Ishu. It's like, give her some space. Give her some space. You know, just like that's the thing people say, I guess.
Does he still have the fork out?
No, he didn't really pull out a fork. That was just a joke.
Okay,
That was just a joke. Yeah.
So Faya pushes her in more.
You keep pushing her in.
and then I think he'll just levitate her safely down.
Okay.
The ground.
Yeah. And as she gets
And
a
then
few feet from the water, the surface of the water does start to calm.
Dan's gonna rush to her side and like kneel next to her body and try to like nudge her, I guess, to see what's happening. See if she responds. Melora, are you okay? Are you okay?
She doesn't react to you. She's unconscious. She's wet, but she always is. Cause she's always got water dripping on her. And yeah, she stays unconscious. She's breathing. She doesn't appear to be wounded in any way. Her eyes are closed.
Agape, do you know what happened to her? Why she's not waking up?
Let's see if Agape knows. Arcana.
Well, he's not from this realm. How would he know?
Arcana would be intelligence, yeah?
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcana's
Yeah,
intelligence.
Arcana.
Arcana's intelligence.
10. Agape says, I, 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 I can't be certain. You said something about memories. Maybe this is just what the process of recovering them is like. I don't know. I'm sorry. And the emotion you all feel from Agape is pity, which may not feel good to some of you, but pity's not a good feeling. But yeah, you all feel that emotion like in your minds, like he's sorry about your friend, but he doesn't know what to do.
Can I?
We could wait, maybe let her body rest a bit, and if she's not back in awake in like an hour or 8 hours or something.
Can I just do a quick like medicine check to see if maybe this is a spell that's affected her, or like
Could
if
you Arcana or
Arcana?
yeah, medicine would be to see if it's like an affliction, or if she's taken some physical damage, if she's been knocked out, if she's got a bump on the head from hitting the rock or something like that.
I basically want to know if I could like use Bless Restoration or any one of my spells to help her out.
That'd be Arcana, I think.
Nice.
Ooh. Yeah. So, lesser restoration or a restoration spell is not going to help. There's whatever is going on. It's internal. It's not, from what you can see, an outside like magical thing. That they didn't put her to sleep. They didn't cast a spell on her that knocked her out or something. Whatever is going on because of her own brain. Maybe maybe it's just a lot of memories at once, and so the brain turned off for a little bit.
Okay. If I know that, I'm just gonna lean down.
You crit.
So
You crit, so I'll tell you this. You are aware of magics that impact memory.
Right.
Maybe you don't know the name of the spell yet or anything, but you've heard of them. And if someone was to like get a bunch of memories back at one time, it could cause like physical problems. Like, if it was just like a normal person and they got months of memories back in an instant, it might cause like a nosebleed or a headache. But if we're talking about somebody who's been around for thousands of years.
Right. Odayn's gonna lean down and whisper to her ear, Melora, I know it's hard. I know your memories are coming back. Just focus on my voice. Just know I'm right here next to you. And you'll be fine. You'll get through this. And he's gonna say that multiple times. Huh?
What's your passive perception?
Oh, very low, like 12.
Roll perception.
Yeah, 12. Perception.
Is this just for Odayn?
I'll give you advantage. Roll again.
All right.
Just don't roll low again.
Well, it's all these wisdom checks, man.
All right, it's better. Okay. So you get advantage because it's your hand. It's not like looking for something you see. Like you're holding her hand when you're saying this stuff. And you feel like just a slight squeeze. Just a very subtle squeeze. Like she squeezes your hand slightly when you say that. But that's it. She doesn't wake up or anything like that.
Yeah. I think Odayn's just gonna keep saying the same things over again, like saying like I'm here, you'll get through this. I guess as enough time passes, because you said that he knows that this is like that she's getting her memories back and it'll take some time, right?
You crit an Arcana, so I feel like you might recognize that
maybe you've seen somebody have their memories taken and they got them back, like from a alter memory spell, modify memory spell or something.
Mhm.
And when they got them back, it was like it was pretty intense for them. You just sort of attribute it to a similar thing, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but so I'm just gonna be chanting. I'm just gonna be telling her basically like that I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And hopefully my presence will help her.
All right. Well, she is. I rolled it already. She's gonna be unconscious for 2 hours.
Oh. Well, then I'm just gonna hold her hand and wait.
Okay.
What do you guys think we should do? Should we move her somewhere safe, back to camp maybe?
I think this
you
place is
still-
fine.
Are you still able to make her float?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a. I mean, Vash is over there doing something. Why don't we take her back closer to, maybe not exactly where he's at, but she'll point over by these trees.
Sure.
Well, why don't we just move her back to camp? I'll hold on to her. Actually, let me see how long the spell lasts. Real
It's
quick.
just
10 minutes.
Oh, how long does it take to get from camp to here?
Not long. Like it's only like it's like 100 feet from camp to like this spot. Ish. So like,
Yeah, can we just sort of like, can I just
yeah.
carry her like a balloon back to camp?
Sure. Yeah.
Holding her hand.
All right. Lyram, are you gonna be going with him back to camp?
I'll follow them. He's kind of interested to see why the water lady fell asleep.
All right. I suppose Vash will be annoyed that he doesn't finish whatever he's trying to do, but he'll follow. So nobody gets left out. Let me put you guys all up here so I can copy paste these and get rid of the other tokens, so I don't have to take the backgrounds out of all the other tokens.
I took a point of damage, so
Oh.
HPs are different now too.
All right. Good. Okay. And that should be everybody at the top of the map there. All right. So you guys come stumbling back into camp carrying this big blue balloon.
I want to take her to hear some.
Okay.
To finish our conversation, because I think it's very important for me to talk to him.
Sure.
So wait, I guess while we're walking there, Orilyn, you didn't hear any of what they were talking about?
No, I heard what you were talking about.
Oh, do you know why that statue's following us?
I have no idea. It's suspicious if you ask me.
Should we be worried?
No.
Y-
We are from the back. No.
I like side eye Lyra, and I'm like, Orilyn, like, what are we doing with it? Ishu, come here. I beckon Ishu over.
What?
Come here.
Yeah. Right
What
here.
do you think? What do you think of that statue?
It's not very shiny. Like it looks like it's made out of metal, but it's kind of dulled, and it's got these weird eyes.
Do you know why it's following us?
Not particularly. No.
I thought it was only here for music, but it's following us instead.
It seems to like music. Yeah.
But did you guys play music while you were over there? Like,
No.
it followed you guys.
You played some music a little bit ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
but
didn't follow Odayn.
it didn't
followed
follow
us.
me.
Hey Odayn, let me see your. Let's do a experiment. Let me see your loot. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Let me see it for a
sure.
second.
Well, actually, I sort of needed to. Well, actually, out of character, do I still need my focus if I'm concentrating on the spell
Probably.
once I cast it?
Yeah, probably.
Wait,
Yeah.
do you just need an instrument, or do you need his specifically?
I sort of needed Ishu to keep Melora floating.
Just an instrument.
Do you want to borrow Thunder Piercer?
Okay.
Don't destroy it. I need it.
I'll try.
He's gonna hand it over to him.
What's your plan, Ishu?
He holds it wrong, first of all. And he doesn't know how to play it, so like his nails like scratch the strings, and it's just not pleasant. But he's gonna try to make a performance check to play something.
Wait,
Nice.
can I just show you?
It's charisma, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's charisma.
All right. He rolls a 14. It's actually
Technically, yeah, that's right, 14. Because
It's
you don't get proficiency, right?
he doesn't
you're not
have he doesn't have proficiency. I don't think. No. It's not terrible.
Right.
But it's not super great either.
Here, let me show you. You have to hold it like this. Is how
I've
Odayn showed
seen
me how
him
to
play
hold
it. I know.
Yeah, but you know, when he was teaching me how to play, he had to actually show me how to hold it, because even though I seen him play it, I still couldn't hold it right. So let me just show you, and she'll show him how to hold it properly.
All right.
Yeah.
So he holds it properly, and he says like this, and then he tries again, and it's worse.
maybe
It's
it's a bit big for you.
It's the way you're making me.
It's okay, Ishu. Music is what you make of it.
I started coughing because talking like Ishu. Oh.
You need to make something that has honey in it, so whenever you do Ishu's voice, you have something to help soothe your throat.
I felt a catch there, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta finish my sentence before I mute." I almost didn't make it. Phew. Okay. So yeah. And then he looks at Lyram. Lyram, what are you doing while she's playing this instrument? Sounds horrible.
He's not. He looked at him when he pulled it out, and then when he started playing, he kind of stopped paying attention. He doesn't really recognize it as music.
Yeah, Ishu hands it back to Orilyn, and he says, "There's something wrong with it. Yours doesn't work right."
Yeah, I think it might be a bit big for you. Maybe we can find a smaller one that fits you perfectly.
Yeah, because I'm sure they make
He's
these
good
for
with music.
kobolds.
You never know.
Yeah. Okay, so
And
you go ahead.
as they keep going, Odayn's gonna pull Orilyn aside again and say, "So the statue we don't know anything about, but how about the sheep? Do we trust it?"
Well, I think the sheep is one of the
extra
people that
perception check to hear this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hear
Dude.
to the side note.
They're not
Alright.
far from you. Yeah.
I think the sheep is one of the people that Agape sent out to
I
help
don't.
us.
I don't think.
Should we be
But
rolling?
don't you remember stealth?
Should we be rolling opposing checks to?
I guess it could
Yeah,
be.
stealth
Yeah, if
or
you're trying to
whatever?
keep quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be against his passive.
And I think I have a +4 because
Strong
of
roll.
the bless thing.
My passive is lower than that.
Okay.
18.
I think Shaw might have heard it.
Holy. 36 from the sheep man.
So, are we were sure that he's an ally? Because remember, he sort of looted Glacius' body as soon as he fell.
Yeah, that's true, but we got most of it back from him.
All right. Well, if you say he's good, then I'll trust him.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I trust him more than I trust the statue.
Well, what was his name again? Sheep?
I think it was Sha'ah.
Sha'ah. Like that?
You guys call for me?
We're trying to make sure we can pronounce your name right.
Yeah, it's Sha'ah.
Oh,
Oh,
Sha'ah.
it's just Sha'ah.
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 Sha'ah. Like that?
Lyram is trying to
Shaw.
decide if it's supposed to be if it's just his accent or if it's
It's really easy, guys. It's Sha'ah.
Right. Like
It's-
what? Like
it's-
what the lizard said.
It's Sha'ah. I can't.
Sha'ah.
Sha'ah. I can't. I can't. Not as the issue. I really can't do it. It's Sha'ah.
Wow.
Can we just call you Shah?
What?
That's what I
Can
said.
we just call you Shah?
You can call me by my first name.
What's your first name?
What's
It's
that?
Feeny.
Feeny?
Feeny. Oh, that's easier. Okay,
Yeah, that's a
Feeny.
lot easier.
Yeah,
Mr. Feeny.
Feeney's easier, I think.
So, what's your story, Feeny?
Well, what do you mean story?
I mean, where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
Well,
Where's your family? What you do? You know.
I'm the seventh child of my mom.
Oh,
Her
okay.
name-
I'm
name's
the
Mary.
child of my mom. That's descriptive.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, was that it? Was that just the story?
Yeah, well, I survived throughout the whole thing where these monsters came up. These aberrations dominated the Feywild.
Have you seen them up close? I mean, other than when you helped us with the fire. Thanks for that, by the way. I don't think we could have beat that without you.
Well, I've seen a couple of them, but I've never seen that big eye thing. I've seen smaller eyes, but not as big as those.
Smaller eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
you know, like small eyes. Floating small eyes.
Are there?
Mm.
So like what we fought, but smaller versions?
Yes.
I had small eyes. Now I have green ones.
And I fought like brains and weird things before.
Yeah, we fought those too, and she'll point it at Vash. I think he's got some of those somewhere.
Lyram
After we
is
killed
just
them.
standing uncomfortably close to Vash now.
Well, I don't think Vash would be super cool with that because he wasn't really liking Lyram, from what I recall. So he probably like tries
Yeah, I
to
think-
avoid you.
I think Orilyn was trying to get that, like, justify her distrust of Lyram by, like, going to Vash because she knows he doesn't trust like anybody. So she's just like, "Yeah, I know he won't trust him, so it'll be okay if I don't."
Yeah, there's this moment where he's like looking at, he's still like studying the stuff, even while he's walking, and there's a moment where he like notices that you're right next to him. Like maybe he's looking at the thing, and the camera just sees the thing in his hands, and then he lowers the thing, and you're right on the other side of it. And he looks at you, and he gives you like a frown, and then he just like walks away. Like, I'm going over here now. I don't want
Lyram will walk up uncomfortably next to Ishu then.
Yeah, you guys are about the same height, so Ishu probably doesn't react negatively to you at all. He kind of like looks at you for a second, like squints at your eyes.
I stare directly back.
He goes, "What sort of stuff do you eat?"
Eat?
You eat things, right?
No.
What? You don't eat?
Eat?
Everybody eats.
I guess I do have a body. Am I one of everybody?
What?
What?
So they just have this awkward exchange. What are you saying? Yeah, you're part of everybody. Everyone is.
I'm one?
What? Ugh.
Of everyone?
Ishu, I think something's wrong with it. I don't think you can logic with the statue.
I enjoy logic.
It
Oh, you
talks.
do?
It talks in gibberish though. Like I don't know what he's saying. It makes my head
I'm
hurt.
saying... I'm not saying gibberish.
Statue, why are you following us?
I don't know. I have a feeling...
You have feelings?
No.
Oh.
But I do feel that following you will help me find something.
How do you feel this?
I think this.
Why?
It's how I was made.
You were
And what
made.
is... Go ahead.
You
Of
were
course.
made to think that you might find something if you follow us?
Apparently so.
What are you trying to find?
The answer.
You?
Music. Music and magic. They're quite similar if you think about it.
Odayn's gonna keep walking.
Yeah. Orilyn will say, I think
Lyram
this
will
is
keep
the
walking.
floor, and then she'll follow. Follow Odayn.
Here's some...
See what I mean? He like talks in circles. It's weird.
I know, it's weird.
Circles. Good shape.
It's Ishu, do you remember that one other weird guy that was following us? The one with that weird dwarf mask?
Yeah, that guy gave me the creeps.
I remember
Yeah.
things.
He's
I'm good at
kind of like
remembering things.
that.
I'm somewhat
just
of a
talks-
historian. A database.
He's just
Yes,
saying random things.
At least this one hasn't attacked you yet.
That's true.
Nothing is random. Everything is a pattern.
At least this one's not wearing a creepy dwarf mask.
Yeah.
So So as you guys approach Hearsome, he's like stretched out in this reclining like lawn chair. And one satyr is like rubbing his feet. Another one is just like holding a tray of grapes close to his head. And like every time he like there's one on either side like manicuring each of his hands. And
Wait, are they rubbing his ankles and legs or his hooves?
yeah, I guess his ankles and legs. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Okay, you said feet, and I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, a satyr with feet.
I forgot he should have hooves. That's my bad. So they're like massaging his ankles and calves and stuff, I guess. And yeah, there's this one like with like a golden tray with grapes on it, and he's like laying back with his eyes closed, like enjoying the massage and the mani pedi. And then he like opens his mouth, and the guy drops a grape in his mouth, and he like kind of chuckles and chews for a while as you guys approach. And he call
Really
out,
living it up, aren't you?
"That's what I do best."
Here's something's wrong with Melora. She's getting her memories back. Do you know any way to speed up the process or help her out with her memories?
Oh, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Just give it time, and maybe a little rest, and she should be back to her old self in no time.
All right.
Time is a valuable resource.
What he said.
Oh yeah, this guy over here. He's looking for magic and music. That seems like your alley.
Yeah,
We've talked.
Yeah, we spoke a little before. I, you know, I don't think, I don't think we're into the same kind of music.
Sachi, what music do you like?
Like?
What music are you studying?
All of it.
Okay. So, any particular beat, rhythm?
No.
How? Okay. Why, Orilyn? Why am I even trying?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm gonna move Melora to a nice safe spot. Maybe underneath a tree where no one's bothering her, and just sort of like leave her there for a bit.
Okay.
But she's like close enough to hear some, so I can like talk to him while like I'm looking over her.
Sure.
Um,
There's a moment where like somebody, this person right here, does something with his hand that he doesn't like, and he like jerks his hand away from him, and he like looks at the nail. He's like, "Ah, gosh, you really need to get better at this." You know what? He like kind of shoos them off with his hand, like waves his hand. Just go get the thing. Go get the thing. Just go get it. And this person walks off. And goes up into this hut for a moment. I mean, you guys are welcome to do stuff while they're fetching whatever.
So what's the thing?
Oh, it's just a little gift. You were hinting at it very hard, and so I just wanted to give you a little.
I was?
Something. Yeah, you really seem to want a weapon, right? I've got just the thing in mind for you here, kid.
Oh, really? And like Odayn's like face lights up. He's like super excited. He's like, you know what? This will be really help here, son. Especially since we have to go to Oberon's palace to revive him.
Well,
I own a weapon when you can summon one.
he kind of chuckles. He goes, "Well, it's actually kind of funny you mentioned that." He goes, "I just was thinking, just because I don't want to do the fighting, doesn't mean I can't. I guess." He kind of stretches, and of course, like the person who's like trying to fix his other hand and also massage his feet is like really annoyed by the stretching. Like he has no regard for what they're trying to do, right? So he probably like hits one person in the face when he's like stretching his arm or something. And he says, I just thought I can give you a little something to light the way or whatever. And then the person comes walking back with this little wooden box. It's about the size of like from the tip of your finger to like mid wrist, so it's probably like slightly under a foot long. This little tiny box, and you're like, wait, you said a weapon? It doesn't look like a weapon would fit in there, right? It's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
And then they
What?
stand here and they hold the box out to Hearsome, and he's like, no, give it to him. And they hold it out to you.
I take it from the person, and I smile and thank Kirsten. Oh, so is it like a dagger? As I open the box.
So you open the box, and it's just like a little carved wooden box. It's got some like engravings on it or whatever. There's probably like a picture. Actually, this is kind of funny. Let me roll a thing. Yeah, okay. There's a picture of the Sun Arcana, which is weird because this should not be in the Feywild. So the picture you see engraved on the box. Let's see if we can pull it up so everyone can see it here. Where is it? There we go. Is this like the picture from the Sun, the Arcana card? And it's a slightly different drawing of the Sun. So like in this one, all those little rays coming off the Sun there,
Mm-hmm.
they're all blades. So it's like a similar drawing, but the only detail that's different is like all those little rays are like little swords coming off of the Sun. And you open the box, and what you see inside is just a hilt of a sword.
Oh. Thank you for this.
It's made
It
out
looks.
of it's made out of like really shiny metal, like a stainless steel looking metal. There's no design on it. Like it's just like a really shiny hilt. There's no engravings on it or anything. It's fairly blank and sort of plain looking.
It looks like you gave me part of a sword. I mean, it's nice, you know. A little confusing. I thought you didn't like the Arcana because the box has like the Sun Arcana and everything. But
Sometimes you steal things, and it's funny. But you don't have to be unappreciative. Hey, look, if you don't want it, I'll.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. And
Is
he
the
grabs.
owner
Go ahead.
Is the owner that you stole this from gonna come after him in any way to get it back?
Well, let's just say when you get home, maybe don't show it to anyone who follows the Sun. Shouldn't be a huge problem, right?
In the back of Odayn's mind, he's thinking like, yeah, when we get home.
Oh, they probably, most people aren't too bright. I'd say odds are nobody will recognize it anyway.
Yeah. So I could probably find someone who can forge a blade for this hilt.
What? No, don't do that. You completely waste the use of it. You don't want to put a blade on that. It's
Wait,
perfect.
what do you mean? It's just I'm gonna stab someone with a hilt? He takes out the hilt from the box
Yeah. So
and waves it
Can I make an
around.
Arcana check to see if I recognize what it is?
sure. Make an Arcana check. Yes. Very,
Okay, I know what it is.
very, yeah, you recognize it. I think it's pretty clear if you know the item.
Yeah.
What this is. All right. So you grab it by the handle. Are you trying to use it? Like, are you trying to figure out how to use it?
I think he's just gonna wave it around like as if it was a sword. I mean,
Yeah.
like, how am I gonna use this? You know, like.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing happens. But he says, "Well, you got to take some time and spend some time getting to know it."
Okay. And so it's that kind of sword.
Does Odayn wave it in my direction at all?
He's waving it at here some.
Yeah, he doesn't
Okay.
get close to where the blade would be. Let's just put it
Since
that
he's
way.
standing next to me,
He's like, "Whoa."
Lyram will take a step back when he's swinging it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really light. Like, because it doesn't have a blade, it's really light and easy to move around. That's one thing that you notice right away.
hmm But I mean, I think when Hirsum said that I gotta spend time with it, I think Odayn sort of knows that it's a magic item now, because he's had to attune to multiple magic items before. So he'll smile at Hirsum and say thanks again. So yeah, I guess I mean we're sort of just here, just waiting for Melora now. Maybe we can relax with you, or uh, sh- uh, Finny here was telling us about his life story, right, Finny?
Sha'ah, that's you.
You talking to me? Oh, I forgot that's my first name. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you forgot? You just told us to call you Finny.
Well, my family, we always talk in our last names. We're just called Shah. But yeah, um,
Wait. So you all call each other Shah?
yeah, yeah. We know who, because we're bonded like that. We know who we're talking to.
I look at Orilyn. I look at Hirsum like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, here's some just kind of raises an eyebrow and smirks a little bit.
Lyram nods his head. Seems efficient.
Okay. Oh, all right. Do you want us to call you Finny, or do you want us to call you Shah?
Well, I prefer Shah, but if you're having a hard time, then just call me Finny.
Well, I want to call you something that you're gonna respond to.
Then yeah, you can call me back with Shah.
Okay. Well, hopefully, if we don't call for you, hopefully none of your other family members think that we're calling for them.
Thinking about that, I don't know if they're alive though.
Oh. When was the last time you saw them?
During our wild hunt, or it's called a great hunt, where it's a festive day for us. For my
Did you eliminate your creator as well?
who?
Your creator. Did you eliminate them as well?
You mean my mom and dad? Well, my dad abandoned me when I was 10 years old.
Were you not useful enough?
No, he went to venture off to the material world. But he gave me this as a memento. He shows the insignia of claws. It looks like a dragon's claw.
Lyram looks at it. Can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah. Sorry, coughing.
Sorry.
Huh. An insignia of claws. From the Cult of the Dragon, right?
Yeah, I think my dad hunts dragons. I'm not sure. My mom never told anything about it. Have you ever seen dragons?
Can I make a history check?
Sure. You haven't seen them, but you know.
Only
them.
read about them.
Yeah.
In books. Very difficult to destroy.
Yeah.
Average
destroyed a
wingspan
dragon.
of 23 feet, depending on age. That's for small ones, though. They get much larger.
How does
I
Ishu
can list
react?
more facts about dragons if you'd like.
You forgot that they're jerks.
Yeah, Ishu,
Jerks?
tell them about when we destroyed that one
They do
skeleton.
rip apart their prey sometimes with jerking motions.
When you destroyed what? Odayn?
That one skeleton dragon.
Yeah, we fought a dragon that was like it ate brains and stuff, and it was the worst. We killed it, so they're not like that great or anything.
Oh. Have you seen
Is
my?
that a no to listing more facts about dragons then?
I mean, you just get your facts right. Is all.
What about pseudo dragons? Do you got facts on them?
Let's see if I have facts on pseudo dragons.
Ooh.
I know that they are in the Feywilds.
Statue. Can you tell us some facts about your creator and why you killed them?
My creator had a similar goal as me, but lacked proper vision.
What
Do you
was the
kill
goal?
anybody who doesn't have the same vision as you?
No. I kill anyone who gets in my way.
And what is your goal? To find something, right?
The answer.
The answer to music.
Music and magic.
So how did your creator get
Same
in
if
your
you
way?
think about it. He lacked ambition. He tried to stop me.
Stop you how?
Tried to take me apart. He told me he...
Why?
Why?
Why did he try to take you apart when he decided he lacked ambition?
He lacked ambition. He lacked vision.
Why?
I feel like you're going in circles here.
Okay. Anyways, so Sha'ah, you were telling us about your family?
Yeah. I have half siblings. All 6 of them are my half siblings. 2 different dads.
And so
Did both fathers leave you?
No. Well, my uncles Peter and Paul are trained me to become a ranger.
did they join you on that hunt or whatever?
Yeah, they trained me how to hunt, and at around 15, we did the Great Hunt.
Here someone says,
Well,
Peter and Paul, huh? Do you have an aunt named Mary?
That's my mom.
He goes, ha! I knew it. He starts laughing.
Peter and Paul.
I don't get it.
Are they deceased now?
Peter, Paul, and Mary? No. Okay.
No, Ella gets it. Orilyn doesn't get it.
They're a musical group. All right. So, in real
That's
life.
the secret to the music and magic.
Peter and Paul, are they deceased now?
I hope not.
What were you guys hunting?
We were supposed to hunt a Fomorian so that we could settle at where they were living at, but before we got to fighting one, the flesh corruption erupted.
Can I do a history check? Sort of like what Lyram did, to see if I know what a Fomorian is.
Is this Odayn asking, right?
Yeah.
You have to roll really
I
high.
as well.
You have to. I mean,
I know what they are.
They're a Feywild thing.
What's
Yeah.
a Fomorian?
Could I roll as well?
Yeah, the DC would be a little bit easier for you. Yeah, you know what a Fomorian is. Do you mean to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm asking Sha'ah, so
Okay.
I don't know if Sha'ah
Well,
knows.
Fomorians
Rambler,
are...
can you tell me, because Lyram is going to try to butt in and also explain it.
All right.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking Orilyn might butt in too.
So the here's just a little bit of detail from like the book, basically. Fomorians are the most hideous and wicked of all of giant kind. They're godless. They're deformed. They have vile demeanor. Facial features are randomly distributed. Their faces all misshapen and warty. And they have limbs different sizes and shapes. So like maybe an arm is too small or a leg is too small or like not symmetrical. Let's see here. They emit terrible howls when they draw breath because their mouths are misshapen and they're wretched in appearance. They brought this curse upon themselves through some kind of poor decision long in the past. Some kind of like a fey curse from like the old elves or something. But they're giants of the Underdark. So specifically, they come from the Feydark.
Yeah, whatever book you read it from, he just recites it.
All right, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna copy and paste this, and I'm gonna send it to you. And you can just there's a lot here, so you can recite this
Well,
at your whim.
if we know a lot, there's also the Forgotten Realms wiki. I'll link it. I linked the picture too.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
So Lyram said all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you find this creature, Sha'ah?
Unfortunately, we weren't able to find one.
Did you go to the Feydark? Like Statue said? He said that they lived there.
Well, we were off to venture to the
See if
Feydark,
Lyram has
but
read about the
unfortunately
Feydark.
we weren't able to go.
I've not read very much about the Feydark. The Feydark. Where the Fomorians are.
Yeah. The Fomorians, huh? I can't remember if I rolled on how much I know about the Feydark already or not.
I think you have a little bit.
I think I might have, yeah.
But you can roll it again if you want, if you don't remember.
Okay.
Well.
I feel like that's probably about what I rolled last time, which is probably why I don't remember.
Orlin's gonna be like, Yes, the Fomorians are there.
Oh, basically like what I said before I rolled.
Yeah,
in the
yep.
Feydark.
Here's some. Do you know how the Feydark's doing? Are the Fomorians? Is it similar to how it is here, where the flesh is all over the place?
Who you were asking? Here's some.
Yeah, here's some.
He says, "Don't know. Haven't been."
Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess that's not something we need to worry about anyways. We have bigger problems.
Yes,
You could
the
say
true
that.
problem. The one problem.
You?
What's the one problem, statue? What's your one problem?
Finding the answer.
Oh, all right. Okay. Say no more.
No more.
We gotta. Orlin, don't. I feel like we have to. We have to figure out where what's his face is, right?
Who is this? What's his face?
The wizard.
Agape's.
Uber
What's his
Monster.
face? The wizard.
Yeah, Agape speaks in your minds. He says, "You're still looking for Uberma."
I believe so.
Is Uberma the same person as this? What's his face? The wizard.
Yes.
Agape says, "I'd suggest to take some time to recover here before proceeding up to the next floor."
Time is a valuable resource.
He says, the entrance to Limbo is at the same place you entered here. Another staircase goes up, and do be advised, Limbo is a bit more treacherous than this place.
What can we expect there?
Oh,
Limbo is a chaotic plane, full of magic.
your friend is right
Home
about
of the
this.
gift.
Have you been there before, statue?
No.
Okay.
Agape says, "Huh, what do you know about the Lillans?"
Were those the things you were explaining to
Yeah.
me before
Yeah.
rambling?
Yeah.
They love art. Music, even. Music and magic. Similar if you think about it.
Yes, similar. And there's like this weird sense that comes off of Agape into the rest of your mind. It's almost like it's an appreciation for Lyram, but it's almost like a curiosity and amusement sort of feeling, like a funny toy. It's not a negative feeling, but it's like, oh, it's almost like this thing's kind of funny and cute with his little facts and knowing stuff.
Yeah, he set up his Alexa.
Yeah. Like that feeling when you set up Alexa for the first time and you're just having her do fart jokes.
Lyram, play some music. Okay, playing you a song from
I apologize
1000
to
to
anybody
radio.
whose assistance we just triggered.
Hey Alexa, buy illegal firecrackers.
No.
What was it that you said? The lowlands? The lowlands?
Lillans.
Is that how do you spell that?
Why do you want to look it up?
I don't know if it's lowlands, lowlands.
I think it's let me find it because I wasn't looking at it. It may
Like
actually be
low-
pronounced.
For the sake of pronunciation.
Lowlands?
Lillans.
I think it's Lillans. Like the second one. Lill.
Oh,
I think there might be a D in there. Let me see if I can find it.
So, statue, if that place is appreciative of of music and magic, why aren't you there?
I knew following you would get me there. I had a feeling. An intuition. A thought.
Oh, so that's your goal. Your goal is for us to take you there. See, now
Seems so.
I feel like we're getting somewhere.
Yes, we're getting to the lowlands.
Okay. Well, Orilyn, now we know what it wants. With us, at least.
I guess.
So if
Will
we
you try
take
to?
you, yeah, what Orlin's about to say. If we take you there, will you try to kill us?
No. Not unless you get in
Will
my
you
way.
try to? Will you try to kill us if we aren't going that way?
No. If you aren't going that way, then you can't be in my way.
But
As going that way is my way.
I.
Is it to the right, or is it forwards? I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
You tell
Trying them out.
jokes?
Here's
I've
some
only
Can you
told one joke. Did you find it humorous?
By the
I
way,
mean,
are we taking a short rest while we're doing this?
You guys can.
yeah.
Okay. Like,
Um.
I used a bunch of stuff that I only get back on a short rest, and we haven't short rested since I used them. Okay, I'm back now.
All
I'm
right.
also playing around with the hilt, I guess, while we're
Yeah. Let me.
telling.
Lyram starts emitting musical noises and mending himself.
All right. I'm gonna get you a description for the magic weapon here. So, messing around with the hilt during the long rest, you do start to get a feel for it. I think at one point maybe we see you like holding the hilt, and we just see like a blade of pure light springing into in like existence where the blade should be. And then we see you like focusing on it, and the blade disappears again, and it's just a hilt. And then you learn how to use it. I will put the description in chat so you can put it on your inventory.
I don't know if it's different, but I just looked up Sunblade under the information and I just dragged it.
That's fine.
Is that the same thing?
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
When he sees him make the Sunblade, I'll say, the opposite of mine.
What do you what do you mean? What is opposite?
A Shadow Blade.
You have a shadow blade?
No, not right now, of course.
Can you show me? That sounds really cool, statue.
Cool?
Awesome, amazing.
No, it's
grand.
Well, it's not cold. Gloomy maybe, but not cold. I'll look at him. I don't want to expend too much energy now. So I'll summon a weaker version. I'll cast it at 2nd level.
All right. And all right. Here is what the Sunblade looks like. Something like that.
Ooh. It's like a lightsaber.
It is. It is like a lightsaber, basically. I don't have an image for a shadow blade yet, but I can get one.
Have something we could use.
Okay. Link it in Discord.
That I
I'll
just
grab it.
hang on. This is actually this is a little bit low quality of an image. Let me find one I like.
All right. Okay.
Trying to decide what type of sword that he would use.
Now, are you guys gonna go ahead and wait for the rest of the 2 hours? Until Melora
Yeah,
wakes up?
I think we'd wait for her to wake up. Probably if she didn't wake up within 8 hours, Orilyn would have been worried.
Yeah.
But if she wakes up after only 2, Orilyn would be fine.
Yeah.
Also, I think Vash would probably roll hit dice as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let me pull up his sheet. And he has 6 remaining.
I think during the second hour, I'm gonna perform a ritual to make it my pact weapon.
Okay. And did anybody do Song of Rest or anything like that?
I was about to say during the second hour, Orilyn would have decided to go and strum Song of Rest for Melora while she's sleeping.
Okay. So Vash will
It's
get
actually
that.
for the whole party, but she's sitting next to Melora.
Sure.
An extra D6.
Okay. We'll take your 5. All right. One more. That was a good one. That's actually just enough. All right. Issue's good. Melora was unconscious, but she gets the 5.
What does Lyram think of Orilyn's playing? Shall I roll a performance?
Yeah.
All right. Oh wait, I'm playing my lute. Can I roll the lute instead of performance?
Sure. I don't know that it would be different.
My lute gives me +2 extra because
Oh,
I
okay.
think I get
You're proficient.
I'm proficient in it, but I'm not proficient in performance.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's fine. 19.
I can play the lute really well, but I can't do other things super well.
Yeah. What do you think, Lyram?
He looks not bad.
He's my mentor, and she points at Odayn.
Odayn's like in the middle of a ritual right now.
Yeah.
He's not really paying
He looks good,
attention.
Not bad.
Yeah. Here's like ashing a cigar, and he's like, "Yeah, pretty talented one. That, if I do say so myself."
Here, let me see if I would have needed to do the third mending then. If you're din. Okay, I still needed it.
Okay. So, you guys take a rest. Eventually, Melora does wake up, and I'm gonna go ahead and check off all her spells and abilities. She knows them all now. And I'm guessing, Odayn, you're doing your ritual.
Yes. I mean, yes. I am.
All right. You do notice at some point she comes to, She sits up. She's not acting weird or anything like that. She just like stares at you for a bit, and then rejoins the group, and starts asking what's going on, what happened, how's everyone doing.
I would assume that because it takes an hour to do my ritual, so like it's been 2 hours, so I'll probably end my ritual maybe like 5 minutes after she wakes up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she wants to talk to you for sure. She probably tries to find a minute to check in with you, see what you're doing, see if you got a minute to talk.
But does she ask anyone else first before while I'm in the middle of it? I don't know if they respond to her.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Like
Like
she does,
it can,
she'll talk to somebody if they talk to her, but she kind of, if she's gonna be waiting for a minute, she's probably gonna take some time to herself and just sort of maybe actually meditate for a little bit, which she doesn't do often.
Like, when she wakes up, Orilyn would be like, "How are you feeling? Are you okay?"
I'm fine. Yes, thank you for asking. What happened? Is everyone else okay?
I didn't see what happened, but sorry, Ella's mind blank. What was it Feeny?
Feeny, yes.
Feeny, right? Okay, yeah, but Feeny saw you, and she indicates the wandering sheep.
Yeah,
It's all what happened.
what is
So Sha'ah can't stay still.
okay. You ask her. You're asking her what happened, basically.
Yeah, Feeny said something about you getting your memories back and some other stuff that he heard go on.
She nods. Yes, I remember everything now, which is good, I suppose. And there is something I would like to speak with you all about.
I think at this point Odayn stops his ritual. And he sees Melora talking to Orilyn. And he stands up and he runs over to her and gives her a hug. You're awake!
Yeah, she hugs you back, and she smiles for a moment, and she says, "Yes, I'm awake. I'm feeling fine. Thank you."
That's
I
good.
forget, did Feeny say anything about the marriage thing that the twins brought up to Melora?
Marriage.
No, I didn't remember listening.
Okay.
Unless I get asked for more, but I forgot what the whole thing.
So she says, "Well, I have some bad news. I'm afraid to tell you, but
What's wrong? Just tell us.
she says she kind of like she looks off in the distance for a moment, and she looks back and she says, so this ritual we're doing to bring Oberon back." And she looks directly at Odayn and she says this. And she says, first she says, "I'm sorry." And then she says, "There's no way to survive that. The twins were certain."
Odayn smiles and then pats her on the head. And he's like, it's alright, Melora.
So you go to pat her and she does that thing where she like pulls away, right? She's like,
Uh-huh.
and she says, "No, it's worse than that." She says, if you die this way, there's a strong chance that you don't come back. You don't return
Yeah.
to the wheel.
That's what Hearsome said too. He points to Hearsome, who's like right there. And I'm fine with that. Honestly.
What?
She looks pissed when you say that. Like,
Yeah, Orilyn was avoiding looking at you guys as Melora was talking about that, but the moment you say you're okay with that, Orilyn also is not happy.
Well, look at it this way. It's all the Feywilds for my life. I mean, if my life could help everyone, then it's worth it. I mean, Hearsome said that Oberon would fix everything here, and that our world and the Feywild are linked. So if we help the Feywilds, we could also help our world as well.
Right, but we can't bring him back. I mean, we gave Vash money to buy the diamonds so that he could bring someone back. We could bring him back, right?
Well, I thought the diamonds were for Avachai, right?
Right.
Melora says,
We could get more for Avachai.
if he does this, I'm not sure magic will bring him back. I made a deal to try to keep your soul on the wheel. She starts to say, like, she looks like she's gonna say something else, but then she thinks better of it.
But what can they do if we can't bring him back too?
Odayn looks at Hearsome. Is that something that they could do? Keep my soul in the wheel?
Hearsome says, the twins are mysterious. I suppose it's possible.
What was your deal that they would be able to do this for us?
She like looks away and kind of furrows her brow, and she says, my father promised a daughter to many people across different realms, the mountains and the giants in them, and someone here in the Feywilds. That's why I was here before. But
Just a daughter? Like, do you have sisters?
She says, somewhere, but we're all different. He promised them a spring. And unfortunately, that is me.
You
Not my
don't look like a
sisters.
spring. You look like a water person.
She kind of smiles and she says, Arethusa, remember? She says, come on, haven't you heard the legends? You can make a history check if you want, I suppose. Maybe it'd be higher DC for Orilyn. Oh.
He heard the legend.
Oh, man. So I don't know. Maybe like in the short time you were in the material, maybe you just happened to be like, hey, Unrooted's here. Thanks, Unrooted. You're being awesome.
Thank you, Unrooted.
Maybe you just happened to like walk by somebody in the market who was talking about this or something. Like I don't know how you got the information, but basically like primordial god of water being like all water, had a daughters that represented different like aspects of waters. Basically, created them. It's like a piece of himself. And he was doing this to basically make alliances with other primordials, and potentially alliances to go to war with someone we don't really know. Oh, I see that, Tim. Cool. I'll share it in just a second.
Yeah.
And so the story, I'll link some stuff to you guys before about Arethusa, I believe. But long story short, she was promised the giants of the mountains, to bring fresh water to the mountains. In the mythology, Arethusa flees when she's promised to someone. She flees, and runs away and rises as a spring, in like an island that she goes to, and that kind of thing. So like she's like the primordial god of freshwater springs or underground springs kind of thing. And yeah, that's the long and the short of it, I suppose.
So, you say it's bad news that you've made this deal with them, but like, you can still come with us, right? It's not like you have to stay here.
She says, I don't have to stay here until we do what we set out to do.
They're not bad people, are they?
Right on, Lyram. I'd say that's a pass. Not quite as good as a natural 20, but it's
Okay.
a pass. She says, let me see here. I was thinking about having the one she was betrothed to be the Prince of Frost, but I don't know if that would like screw up all the lore. I think it was just because he marries his daughters. Yeah, it kind of does, I guess, but that's okay. I think that's fine. We'll just change the person it was supposed to be for the Prince of Frost's lore. So yeah, she says I was promised, and she kind of like rolls her eyes when she says it. Like she doesn't like it either. She says, I was promised to a prince of the sun here.
Why a
Odayn,
sun? Does water and sun mix?
She kind of like, all I know for certain is that his mother was Titania or
You
Tiandra.
see Orilyn scowl at Titania's name.
And she says, but I found someone else. And her eyes dart towards Odayn. And she says, from what I understand, he grew bitter over the millennia and became Prince of Frost. You probably have heard the name. He's an archfey.
Odayn's gonna hold Melora's hand, and he's gonna say, Melora, if you don't want to marry this guy, you don't have to do it for my sake.
She kind of smiles and she says, "Oh, I know. I'm hoping that I can find a way out of it again, but your soul has to stay intact."
Why? What's so special about my soul?
She says, "Well, she kind of stutters a bit when she starts to talk about it, and she says, well, we had a plan to find each other again, whatever it took. You probably don't remember that, but I do.
Well, we did find each other, and you're right, I don't remember. Maybe one day I will, but I just feel it in my gut that Oberon needs to be revived. And he looks at Orilyn and he looks at Hearsome, and this whole world needs Oberon back. And if it just takes my life, my soul, to bring him back to help the whole world, then I mean, who could ask for a more heroic ending?
Yeah. Everyone, Melora, Hearsome. Whoa, what's the one?
I've
Lyram?
never heard of Oberon. No idea who that is. Might be the Princess of Fire? I don't know. Not from the Feywilds, definitely.
Yeah.
Wait, do you say that?
So when you say this, when you're saying this,
No.
Odayn, like Hearsome kind of nods slightly and looks at Orilyn, kind of like raises an eyebrow, and then Melora like nods reluctantly, and she says, "Of course, I understand that. That's what you would do."
I still think there's another way that we could save you and Lord Oberon without Melora agreeing to. But I don't think you need to do the deal.
She says, well, I'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it. If I don't want to stay, I won't stay. But if he's here, and she gestures to Odayn, and she says that I'm staying.
Well, I don't want you to take that deal either. Just let my soul die, and you can live your life to the best of your ability. I'm sure you'll be much happier.
Yeah. I mean, she'll feign to agree with you. Let's roll a deception check, I guess. She's not very good at these, I don't think.
Well, if it's against my insight, I'm sure
Is it charisma?
she'll pass. Deception's charisma, yeah.
21. All right. Yeah.
Versus my 8.
I want to use inspiration.
Oh. So she says, well, it wouldn't be the first time I ran. And then she like looks away. Yeah.
Melora, did you remember anything else? When you got your memories back, like exactly how we had to revive Oberon? Does it have to be at the palace? Can it be anywhere else?
She says, I know exactly what we need to do, but we need to get to the tree. And I need you there. She gestures to Odayn.
All right. Well, thanks to Hearsome, I got this new sword, and I'm sure it'll be easier to get there, but he looks at you, Hearsome. Do you know of an easier way to get to the tree? I feel like out of anyone here, you probably would have some sort of secret passage, or I don't know.
He starts laughing. He says secret passage. No, I don't have a secret passage, unfortunately. From what I understand, there's talk about people being in the Feydark. Maybe there's a way through Mithrandain.
I know if we could get at least 500 feet within it, like close to it, I could teleport
I know what
one
Mithrandain
person.
is.
I could teleport one person with me to go there.
Because I can do that too, and so can Issue.
So we could get. I could bring a person. You could bring a person. I don't think anybody's able to go with Ishu. Wait. Well, she's looking at Lyram.
Lyram might be able to.
If Issue takes Vash, and you take
He can't
Sha'ah,
though.
He can't take
Vash
Vash.
is so much bigger than him.
Yeah, he
Oh.
can only take a creature that's the same size as him or smaller.
He could take that statue.
Well, then what's happening with Vash?
Well,
I don't know.
I can take someone and you could take someone. Oh, wait. She's trying
Right?
to do the math in her head. He
Are
can
you
use his spirit.
Are you leaving Penny behind? Well, actually, come to think of it, we haven't exactly asked Faye to come with us. I mean, he doesn't have to
We
come.
don't really know if Feeny would want to come. And we don't know if the statue would want to come either. I don't know if I want the statue to come.
Well, the statue just wants to go see the Lellens or whatever.
Right.
I don't even know where that is.
No, I need to see them.
Right, but we don't, and we don't know where it is. So, anyways,
As long as we can find the. Sorry, hang on. I have to remember what they were called.
The Lillens?
No, the. As long as we can find the Fomorians, we can find the Feydark.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, maybe Sha'ah knows how to get to the Fomorians.
So you guys have heard about our way into the Feydark in Mithrandain?
Yeah, through the city.
Yeah, there's they usually keep it closed, but it's like an entrance to the Feydark that they keep sealed up, basically normally.
Actually, what I know about that, because I rolled so high about knowing about Mithrandain,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I know where the entrance is.
Who?
I've looked at old maps of Mithrandain.
You've been hanging out in Uberma's realm, right?
Yeah.
He's a big fan of the Feywild. Kind of makes
Or
sense.
hanging out in a cave.
Yeah. That's
What about you, Feeny? If you hunt those things that live in the Feydark, do you know any other ways to get there besides Mithrandain?
Can I roll for something with that? Nature check or
Probably a place closer.
nature.
Survival.
Maybe survival. Yeah.
survival? Okay. I'm gonna use my. Wait up. Let me look at my spells. Okay, I'm gonna think like. I'm gonna think very well, so I'll try to like guide myself. Let me remember something. I guide myself. I cast guidance on myself.
Okay, you cast guidance on yourself. Okay. And you make the check. Okay. You get a bonus on top of that, right?
A D4.
Right.
Let me think. So that's a 27.
Okay. There's a few
Then you
entrances to the Feydark. One is in Mithrandane. Also, if 27, it's pretty high. Also, you're pretty sure that those giant black voids that open up lead to the Feydark.
Okay.
Oh.
Those pits we saw, like right outside.
Oh, those one. Okay.
Some of those, not all of them, but
Not all of them.
Some of them lead to the Feydark. You're pretty sure.
Let's tell this to the group. These holes, they lead to the Feydark.
Wait. Does that mean the survivors that are down there probably... They're using it for fast travel?
That I'm not sure.
How do you know that those go there?
What?
How do you know that those go there?
Yeah, how do I know?
Okay. So you know that I said not all of them go there.
Yeah.
But some of them do. So, maybe some of the people you've crossed paths with in here,
Okay.
came from, like some
Right.
place that's holding out in the Feydark, and they told you this.
Okay.
Or maybe when everything went to shit, maybe you went in one for a bit and then came out of the Feydark
That's
for
true.
some reason.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: the ones that you've seen or heard of that go to the Feydark, they don't have beholders and shit like that coming out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just there. They don't open up out of nowhere typically. They're just already there, and you stumble upon it, and it goes to the, like, if you go down the hole, it goes to the Feydark. It's a climb.
Okay.
And you're not good at climbing. It's a giant hole in the ground.
Okay. Well, so we're trying to get to the Feydark so that we can get into the palace. But in order to get to the Feydark, we gotta jump into a hole.
I mean, it's another way there.
Is that the plan, Orilyn?
If I like that, what if the pit leads directly into more of the flesh corrupted?
Right.
To be
And
fair, you've also seen some that just lead to a giant mouth that just like yeah, just like some of that just lead to like a hell dimension or something. Like some of them are really bad. What's at the bottom? Like some
Right.
of them are real
Wasn't
bad.
that in Vash's battle royale thing?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
So we haven't actually seen them, but Vash has.
Yeah, maybe he lets you. No, I don't think he tells you what he saw.
he
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't think
tell
he
us
would
at
tell
all.
That wouldn't be very in character.
Well, now that Melora's awake, why don't we go see what Ubrama needs from us? Maybe he has a way of us getting to the palace without having to go to the Feydark.
Is he back yet? You said he wasn't here when we asked you about him before, Agape.
Agape kind of like looks up. Nope, he hasn't returned yet, but he should shortly. Now might be a good time to start making your way up. He'd be wanting to speak with you in his quarters. Top floor. There are rooms there
Right.
for everyone. There's also a few vendors if any of you needed to trade goods. I understand Uberma has it's like a interdimensional shop of sorts.
Does he have a way to retrieve human-sized gold statue.
There's like this weird, confused
It's not for
feeling.
sale, but we need it.
Well, there are many ways to acquire something like that, I suppose. You could
No,
ask.
we need the specific one. We don't need to buy one. We need the specific one that unfortunately we couldn't carry, but we need. Do you think there's a way to get that here?
I would recommend finding a way to carry it. I can't think of any way to simply.
The shops that he has here don't offer a pickup service.
No. No, they there's like this feeling like, oh, you poor thing, you don't know how shops work. No, they sell you things they have. They don't go get things to give them to you, especially
So you
if
don't
it's
you don't have any shops that do services. They only have items.
correct.
Okay.
Although there are workshop areas, if any of you need to get any artisanry done, we do have equipment available for that as well.
Agape, can you accompany us there?
I plan to.
Oh, then why don't you just show us around when we get there?
Agreed.
Orilyn, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Melora,
Sounds fine to me.
Vash, come over here. I think we have a plan. I think we're gonna head over. We're gonna go to Ubermath now. Are you done with whatever you're doing?
Fine. Oh, I can't do the Irish accent.
Oh,
Fine. Fine then, you weak cunt. Whatever. I can't.
Wait,
talk
wait,
as
wait.
Vash.
Before we go, I take out my before we go, I take out a box and ask everyone around for offerings. Offerings for the return of the Archface.
what?
I need gold.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh,
You
you're
tried-
asking.
Profit off of our quest.
No, this is for the return of. This is for the Arch.
I just really need to eat, guys.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Wait, are you asking us or are you asking everyone else, like the elves?
Everyone here, including the. Let's see. Oh my god! All right.
16. Okay. Let me see here. Let me look. I gotta
The
look
Sha'ah has still have the +4.
No, it's gone. It's only for 10 minutes. For the emboldening bond.
Okay, and their insight actually not that good. I think it's just a straight. I think it's a straight D20. Here it is. +1. All right.
Be low, please be low.
Let's see.
Please be low.
12.
Nice.
All right. So these folks here, each give you like they'll each give you 2 gold. How about that? You
Is
can-
this what you can give? How about Fey money? Fey wild money.
Fey bucks? You mean? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Faybucks.
Fa- the Faybucks is the in-game currency for for the Feywilder. Did any of you guys send your DM your monthly subscription for your Faybucks? I don't know.
Nope.
Is money different in the Feywild? I'm actually not really sure about
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
they
Oh,
they use the
God.
same gold, silver, copper system, and
Good. I was gonna say that our useless money when we go to the shops.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Yeah, I think it's
I
the
mean,
same.
otherwise Orilyn wouldn't have been able to buy much when she got to your world because she left with her own money.
with Faybucks.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second here, because I got this thing I was gonna show earlier. What the? Tim, your picture's not saving. Hang on, go ahead, continue. Keep doing what you guys were doing. Just give me 1 second.
Which of the 4 that have come up look like the most trustworthy?
Definitely the spring guy. This guy.
He was the one we were talking to before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah.
All right. She's gonna go up to him and ask him, before this happened, what was his status?
What do you mean? Status.
I'm a noble. What was your status?
Oh. Not a noble. What are the others? Like peasant, I guess.
Well, like he could have, yeah, he could also have been like a merchant or blacksmith or
Oh,
whatever. Like,
uh,
what were you?
Well, I ran an inn. Personally, I think this one. He points to this guy. I think this one was a blacksmith. Um, and he points to her, and says, I think she made ale or something. And he goes, I'm not sure about that one. She's pretty quiet. She doesn't seem to socialize much, which is a bit odd if you ask me.
Okay.
I'm single.
Nope. She's going to dig around in her pocket and pull out the other Favyre signet ring that she took from Clace's bag before.
Okay.
And she's gonna say, so, I know you said you haven't seen anybody with one of these or this signet at all. But can I trust you to hold on to this? And if you find any of them, if any of them show up here, can you just give it to them? Tell them that Orilyn is fine and she's saving Lord Oberon. And also, ask them if no, I won't be able to get the reply if you ask them anything for me. Just tell them that. Tell them this is not my ring. We found it. We don't know whose it is.
What? Wait. Wait, you want me to hold on to this ring, and if someone recognizes it, tell them I don't know whose it is?
Tell it if you see anyone who has a similar ring or is wearing this design, tell them that Orilyn is okay. She's saving Lord Oberon. And that it just like the thing about it not being mine is like I still have mine, right? I don't want them to think I left my ring here.
Okay.
You could just leave that part out. Just make sure they know I'm okay and to stay here and I'll come back for them.
I can do that. Sure. No problem. I'll guard it with my life.
Right. And what was your name?
Did I give the name before? I don't know.
I don't think we got any of their names before.
One was Fubaya, which was the fire ladrin. Crete was the frozen, or
Oh,
the blue one.
Okay.
he typed
Let's
those.
see.
Mm,
Fubaya is Fubia. Vakrit is Vaakrit. I have them here.
GRA. What?
V.
which one was which?
Okay, here I will type them. Fubaya, fire. You got that
Okay.
right. Vakrit. Whoops. Vakrit. Winter. Right. All right. And then this one. No way. No, we're not going with that. I'm sorry. But Dogly Tree is not a good name. We're going to come up with another one.
You don't know, it's a face.
It's so weird. It's such a weird spelling of it. Suffix. Let's see here.
Ooh.
There we go. Spring.
Okay.
Dogly tree.
Dogly Tree is his nickname. Because he's like.
Right. Suffix. I will remember your name so that if I find any of my family, I can send them here to meet you.
Anyways, guys, this is what you're offering? Like, really? 2 gold?
It's all we have. We lost everything when the world was destroyed.
Well, how can we even ask for the Archface to come back if you just give us 2 gold? How about you, satyrs?
Here's some goes. They start to look at each other, and here's some goes. Don't give it anything. and they don't. And here's some goes. Nope, that's my gold. Sorry about it. You're gonna have to find gold somewhere else.
Well, maybe you don't have any gold, that's why.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just a drunk fool who spent it all on whiskey. And then he goes, "Hey, speaking of whiskey, you fetch me some whiskey." one of the satyrs goes, "Fine." And he like walks over to here, goes up in the house.
Okay. So I noticed where he went, right?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for a stroll.
Wait, do you have to climb into those tree houses?
You do, yeah. Yeah, they're up off the ground.
What
Oh,
level
it's a
monk?
treehouse?
What level monk are you, Sha'ah?
Not enough, but he's gonna circle around and wait for the thing to like leave the area.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't stay in there long. It comes right back with a bottle and a glass, and it like pours him a bottle and a glass. He pours some into the glass, like a shot worth of it or whatever.
He
And
tries to be stealthy without being seen by the others.
okay, make a stealth roll. Do it good too, like really good. All right, 18's not terrible.
Not a 1.
Right. The other one was a 1. Alright. I sneakily go and I check the tree.
You check the tree, okay?
How tall is it?
It's like there's a ladder on this side, like right where you saw the guy go in. It's like 15 feet off the ground. Make a perception check. One second here. Okay. Yeah, the way in is free and clear. Also you notice that Hearsome can see you. He's looking right at you.
You can see me.
Yep. His passive is 19. He also has
So
just fun facts. He also has true sight out to a range of 60 feet.
oops. Okay. I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy over there.
You're just trying to distract everyone.
I try to distract him to make like music.
Okay.
Where would I put it?
You
Over
can
there.
You can create one of the following magical effects. Your voice booms. You cause flames to flicker, brighten, or dim. Change color. Harmless tremors in the ground. Instantaneous sound. Okay. And I'm guessing that's the thing you're doing. It's the sound.
Yeah,
It's music.
a sound because I know he likes music.
Okay. Make a I want to say performance check to see if you can get his attention. Music and magic.
Music and magic.
Music and magic.
Performance?
That's the name of this
Oh, darn
episode.
it.
Music
Oh my
and
God.
magic.
Please roll high. Performance. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a 20. That's fine.
Lyram covers his ears.
Okay. I mean,
Don't make his eyes close, right?
I'll roll. No, I don't think it's gonna make his eyes close. Okay. This is insight. Yeah. So you do he watches you do the cast thaumaturgy. Like he watches you, and he just keeps staring at you. He doesn't even react to the noise. Now he's just like now he's looking at you awkwardly. Like, yes, I'm seeing you do the thing. Are you gonna still do the thing? Because I'm looking right at you while you do the thing.
All right. I'm gonna. How tall is this tree again?
Well, the living quarters part of it is 15 feet off the ground.
15. All right. So I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, and I send out like a blink dog.
Okay. All right. And point you choose. Okay. So the hand appears nearby.
It looks like a dog.
Yeah, it looks like a dog.
Okay.
Like one of my hounds.
All right. And what do you do with it?
And then it tries to grab anything that it could take a hold of.
Do you need to be able to see anything to grab it? Is the thing because like you can't see into
It doesn't say like you have to have.
Why don't you choose the hand glass? You can dismiss it. Be away from it. Control the hand. Manipulate an object. Open an unlocked door container. Store or retrieve an item from an open container. Or pour the contents out of a vial. You can move the hand 30 feet each time you use it. Can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. Can't activate magic items is a kind of a big deal there. But yeah, you could just like send the hand in there to start rooting around and grabbing stuff, I guess. You want to just like see what it comes back with?
See if
Mhm.
it grabs something that weighs more than 10 pounds.
Yeah, you can't grab something that weighs more than 10 pounds.
Yeah, it has to be
You
less.
can you can grab it, you just can't carry it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. So roll a d20.
Is it hashtag? No.
Hmm.
Oops. D20.
Yep, that's not how you do it. All right. The hand comes back with a fresh apple in its hand.
Okay. And I grab it. It's like, and I show it to the group. You only have an apple?
Huh. Found the apples, I see. You think that's clever, huh? Think it's a smart thing to steal from a guy who provides you with hospitality? You could have just asked for the food. I would have given it.
Well, what do you mean hospitality? This isn't your plane. This is Ubermonth.
The stuff here belongs to me. The stuff in the building you just robbed belongs to me.
Technically,
To us.
Ubermonth owns this place.
He squints at you. And then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. The DC is 18.
Yikes.
Okay.
I failed.
This is kind of funny. Let me see. Let me read this here. This is a charm, so if you have any special bullshit for charms, it would apply here.
No meanings for.
Here, I'll just link the spell. How about that?
There is this modified memory.
Okay. Okay, must make a wisdom saving throw. You're fighting the creature. It has advantage on a failed save. The target becomes charmed by you for the duration. The charmed target is incapacitated and unaware of its surroundings, though it can still hear you. If it takes any damage, is targeted by another spell, the spell ends and none of the target's memories are modified. While this charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event that it experienced in the last 24 hours. It lasted no more than 10 minutes. You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity and exacting detail, change its memory of the details of the event, or create a memory of some other event. You must speak to the target, blah, blah, blah. So he's changing your memory, basically.
Okay.
And he basically adds a memory that actually Ubermog gave this entire realm to him. And everything here belongs to him. And you're robbing him, basically. And you just got caught red-handed robbing an archfey. Which is a huge embarrassment to Sir Nunos. And actually, Sir Nunos has said that the only way that you can stay his champion or his chosen for this great transgression is to go jump in a lake. Like, you vividly remember Sir Nunos himself appearing and telling you that. I mean, it's modified memory. I can kind of do whatever I want, right?
Yeah, but an illogical modified memory, such as implanting a memory of how much the creature enjoyed dousing itself in acid, is dismissed.
Well, I'm not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt you to jump in water, right? I don't think it'd hurt you. It's just supposed to be silly.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
Let me see what I didn't read all the way to the end, so let me.
Would Sha'ah say anything about this memory?
He would be like, Sir Nunos won't say that. He wants every archfey to work with each other.
Exactly. And here you are stealing from one, representing him. That's why he was so upset about it in the first place. We're supposed to be working together
This
here.
isn't stealing. I'm just showing to you that this is what you have.
Does that look like gold to you?
Well, if it was gold, it would be stealing. This is food, and that's from a tree. Wouldn't there be a fruit in the tree, you foolish one?
No, that's not a fruit-bearing tree. That's a home. That's a house. You stole that from our food storages. Like I said,
It isn't stealing, you're just showing it to him. Are you giving it back?
Of course. I don't need this. I can make my own food.
keep it. I don't want it. It smells like sheep person now.
You do know
Orilyn gives
you're
him a funny
somewhat part Ovis.
Do what?
You are part somewhat sheep.
It's goat. It's completely different.
Okay, if you say so yourself.
I don't grow wool.
And then I move back. And then I give it to Orilyn, the fruit. Here you go. Feed it to that dragon.
He hands you an apple.
look. She'll take it and she'll turn to Sufite and we're like, are you hungry?
I'm all right. Thank you.
Would you like this? And also, not done for your services in keeping the ring safe and helping my family. I will give you this, and she'll hand him a platinum coin.
Not bad. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll take the apple. Sure. Why not? I like
So she'll also
apples.
give him the apple.
All right.
Right.
So
You never ask for something for free. I guess technically, as a noble, she could have ordered him too, but she's paying him for his service.
yeah, he appreciates that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's the plan from here, guys? Because we're right at the bell here.
I think it's probably a good spot to stop.
'Cause I don't think we should go
Yeah,
much
Yeah.
further
Yeah.
without Wolf here.
Yeah, if we're
Mhm.
gonna continue, up
Because
the
he might have
stairs,
some problems with the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mean problems walking up them, but problems with going up.
Yeah.
Might not want to.
Yeah, I don't know how he'd react, but we will see. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out, I suppose, if he ever responds. Well, thank you guys for playing. Viewers, thanks for watching. Unrooted, great to see you again as always. And you guys got anything you want to? Oh, check the links in the description if you're watching on YouTube for links to things like our Orilyn cam and how it was made. The new outfit is looking dope. Also links to things like artwork for the characters, some of the characters on the show, music, all that stuff is going to be in the description. And you guys got anything you want to shout out or anything?
Nothing
Nope.
here.
No? All right.
Nope.
Well, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Yeah, next week.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks for playing, guys. Everybody have a great week. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. Bye.